Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Sovereign Citizen Watch. How's everyone doing? Hope you're having a wonderful week so far. Hope you're ready for your weekend. I see we're already on a hype train on Twitch. Thank you very much for that. Let me see what I missed in chat. Hello, Nemesaur. How's it going? Amalgamane, Dillis Filler, Phoenix, what's up? Bumble Homestead, Feisty as Bard, Terradona, Neon Talons, Sassy P, everyone else, welcome, welcome. Sorry, I'm a little out of breath. I was running up and down the stairs. Terradona, thanks for 195 stream streak. That's so many streams. Altered Undying says, oh my god, I got a new Nightbreed soundtrack LP. Yes, I do not have a record player, but it's so pretty. That's very cool. I used to have a record player, but it broke in the last time I moved. So I had to get a new one of those at some point. Dodger Mutt with 3 months. Thank you very much, Dodger Mutt. Altered Undying, thank you for gifting 5 tier 1 subs. Terradona, thanks for 100 bits. Altered Undying, thanks for 100 bits. Says, my friends are saying, warning, level 5 Nightbreed event. Stone Corbell, thanks for gifting a sub. Much appreciated. And if you want to help to the hype train, you can always use bits or subs. Anyway. Whew, with all that out of the way, I'm excited to watch more SovCits with you guys today. Sorry I didn't see you yesterday. I had to work. Sorry. It's getting to be the busier time of the year at work for me. So I apologize for the absence. I'm also working tomorrow. I'm going to try to stream, but, you know, I have to get up early, so it just depends on if I'm able. If not, either way, I will be here Sunday, where we will be doing, 2 streams, the regular stream as well as a patron and member only stream. So that's what our Sunday's gonna look like. Hydrate will do. Thank you, Nemesaur, for gifting 10 tier 1 subs and getting us over level 4 of the hype train. Thank you muchly. You're dying to know Hannah's day job? Guess in the chat. I'm not gonna tell you what it is. I'm not gonna confirm or deny. I'm just curious if anyone can guess it. Hats off. Phoenix, what do you want for hats off? Has to be compatible with the Freddy hat in some way. Hannah Wolf? I don't even know what that would mean. A cheese importer. That would probably be a fun job. One sec, I think there's a tip I missed. Just a peach with a tip says, did we get to do the old squishy gardener vid from my hometown today? I have tooth or jaw pain when the endodontist today. They're referring me to mouth pain specialists. I may be in more pain than I thought. I snapped at Green Guy and he went to get me chocolate mousse. Oh, it's okay. You can snap at Green Guy as a treat sometimes. I know I would. Oh. Hugh Jassel, thanks for 38 months, says, hi Hannah, please don't haunt my dreams tonight. No promises. No promises. You want Freddy Wolf? Let me see. Where do I even have the wolf ears? They gotta be around here somewhere. Also, for at any point I stand up today, if I have to use the bathroom or anything, I'm wearing shorts. They're just flesh-colored, so don't get ahead of yourselves. Okay, I found the wolf ears. Any chance you can get that bingo sub? You still have a sub. I can't gift it to you until your sub runs out. And then there's a Black's Law Dictionary request from Jay's Proxy. Hostile takeover or whatever's close to it. Okay, we could do that. We put on the wolf thing. Does that count? Doesn't look like I have ears, but it's fine. Alright, we'll do Hostile Takeover, and then we'll jump into the videos. Will I tell you if any of us collectively nailed it? No one said it, and the thing that Baja said was a joke. So... let's see. What was the word again? Hostile takeover. Ah, it's under takeover, you asshole. We're getting there, sorry. Hostile takeover, a takeover that is resisted by the target corporation and termed unfriendly takeover. Okay. Yeah, that was in honor of Ryan Cohen, I know. We'll do another meme stock stream soon. 30 seconds left on the hype train. Because, of course, they're bitching about eBay saying no to Ryan Cohen's stupid offer. Let me see. Let me refresh my chat to see if it makes that sub go away for Dodger Mutt so I can see. There we go. I should... Oh, wait, no? Nope, I still can't gift it. Maybe another day, maybe tomorrow or the next day it'll let me. But just let me know. As soon as I can, I promise I will. Okay. So with all that out of the way, let's start jumping into the SovCits, shall we? Huge Hassle with 40 bits says, Bazinga! Don't make me quote, one of the worst sitcoms of all time. Thank you. Preferably nothing from Chuck Lorre. To be honest, he's terrible. Thank you. All right, here's a traffic stop.
I was given that by the DOT, United States DOT.
They gave you that tag and all that? The tag and the passport?
No, the Secretary of State gave me that.
Okay.
I got it from the Secretary of State. I had to send my... I'm a state national. I'm not a U.S. citizen.
On April 10th, 2025, deputies from the Volusia County Sheriff's Department.
If people at Proper Job found out about your second job, how embarrassed would you be? People at my real job know I'm a streamer. They know about this, you just don't get to know about them.
Pulled over a vehicle displaying a U.S. DOT private traveler license plate known to be used by the sovereign citizen movement. What you are about to watch is what happened next.
How you doing? Something.
I know just a peach, we'll get to it. I don't know if we will today, just because it's a slower video. I don't think it's as interesting. They're older, and it's just less interesting, but we'll get to it at some point.
Regarding with the sheriff's office, the reason I'm pulling you over is your tag. That's not a Florida tag at all.
It's a DOT number.
A lot of sovereign citizens think that they can deregister their vehicle or fail to register their vehicle with their state and instead register it with the Federal Department of Motor Vehicles. No, the DOT, Department of Transportation, rather. Sorry about that. They're incorrect. You can't do that. You need to be registered when you're just a regular driver, traveler in an automobile, whatever you want to call it. You need to be registered in the state that you live in, or at least a state.
Guilty. Do you happen to have a license?
No, I have a passport for traveling.
Do me a favor and turn the vehicle off.
I'm still T-Mobile. What else you need?
The registration and insurance of the vehicle?
Can I step out?
No.
What's in the trunk right there?
Okay, well, we're going to leave it there then. I need whatever that is.
My passport for traveling. It's a DOT number. Hello?
Do you have any type of actual identification?
Did she just try to call the Department of Transportation on her phone like she was going to have someone explain to the cop from the Federal Department of Transportation her nonsense?
Is she from a state?
That's it from the state. Your state
No.
Secretary of State, sir.
Okay. From a state, an actual state, not Secretary of State.
Hello?
Florida, New York, Georgia, Alabama, Mexico.
I don't have a driver's license. I have a traveling credentials.
Do you have a license in any state? How about that?
Credentials? That's weird that they put them in your teeth.
No, I don't,
Normally, I just keep my credentials in my wallet, in my purse.
sir.
Okay.
I was trying to get into my T-bike out. Slowing down.
You in the passenger seat. Do you happen to have a license at all?
No, I'm disabled. I got ID.
You got ID?
Yeah, you want to see it?
Yeah.
Well, I went to the hospital, so here, hold on, Mr. T-Mobile, man. I mean, Apple.
Did she say, hold on, Mr. T-Mobile man? I mean Apple to Siri? She calls Siri the Apple man? It's like Tim Apple. Okay.
No, I don't drive, sir. I'm just like, whatever a picture of my ID, it was stolen when I didn't get it back when I went to the hospital. Hey, you can hold the phone.
Yeah, this is gonna be quick.
Seems like a nice day out. The birds are
I'm
singing.
just taking to the AIDS coalition.
Okay. All right. Do you have anything with the information for this vehicle?
Yes, I do it. Can I step out and get it?
No, I'm gonna wait till my second unit gets here.
It's in that
She
trunk.
uses voice control that just about says it all. Very true. I don't trust anyone with technology that thinks that voice input is the most convenient way. That spells to me that they're very incompetent with any electronic device.
It's in a box
Hello, Phoenix 2250.
right there in a folder with the credentials, my DOT number, the registration.
Okay. Where'd you get it registered at?
What do you mean get it registered?
Where'd you get the vehicle registered at?
It's connected to my DOT number.
Okay. Yeah. That's not an actual tag issued by the state.
It's issued by the DOT.
DOT where?
The Department of DOT, United States DOT. If you get me, let me get the paperwork. It's right there. I can give it to you.
There's no actual Department of DOT. There's DOT
Yes,
for
it is.
states.
And it's for non.
I'm pretty sure there is a federal Department of Transportation, but it doesn't deal with this.
Traveling for travelers.
Funny that the cop doesn't think there is a federal Department of Transportation.
Again, that is not an actual license plate issued by any state.
I'm a traveler, sir. I have a traveler's credential. That's it.
This is not a traveler's credential. I want you to understand that. I want you to fully understand that.
If you run it, it is, sir.
Okay. All right, what you gonna do is stay in the vehicle.
Ashley says, hello, Department of Transportation. Yeah, this guy doesn't know how he doesn't know the secret words. Tell him I can do what I want.
I get my secondary unit here. We'll go from there. Stay in the vehicle for me too, all right?
I'm not going.
What sort of Kruger are we today? Freddy's dead. Very Looney Tunes.
Alpha 25 Central. You copy a tag on this vehicle? Uniform Sierra, Delta, Oscar Tango, 4160975, Romeo Sierra Alpha. It's not a goddamn tag. No. Correct.
Saw that and I wanted to eat.
Alpha 25 Central. Key copy.
I have my paperwork back there, but he told me not to get out.
Yeah, that's just a safety issue. That's all.
But I'm traveling on my credentials. That's it.
that on my key?
I was given that by the DOT, United States DOT.
They gave you that tag and all that? The tag?
Interesting. I wonder if... So if she received that license plate and the tag from an organization that she believes is the Federal Department of Transportation, is she getting scammed by a sovereign citizen group pretending to be the Department of Transportation that is selling, like, bullshit license plates to SovCits?
Tag in the passport?
No, the Secretary of State gave me that.
Okay.
I got it from the Secretary of State. Had to send my. I'm a state national. I'm not a U.S. citizen.
What does that mean? I'm not familiar with that. I'm sorry.
Well, a state national.
Yeah.
Which means
That's forging government documentation. That doesn't stop sovereign citizens. They do it all the time.
I have sovereign immunity. Bird, you gonna have to get out and talk, or let me get you see, because I can't both of us. So I have a DOT number to be able to travel
Oh, I gotcha.
from the Department of Transportation. The car is in my name, and I have my DOT credentials in the back, in that box. I mean, I'm a traveler.
Where's your driver?
It's probably for a trailer tag for an 18-wheeler. It's possible, I guess. I guess that's possible.
I don't have a driver's license. In the state of Florida, you don't need a driver's license. I'm just traveling.
Yes, you do.
Well, I'm traveling. I was given my DOT number.
Let me ask you this: when you move the shifter on your vehicle, so you can go forward.
It's almost like there needs to be some universal code word for humans, and I know this wouldn't work, because ultimately you still believe what you believe, and you are less likely to believe when people are telling you you've been tricked or fooled, but I almost wish there was like a safe word in life. Like, where if you're doing something crazy enough, any other human being will tell you and be like, hey, you are not thinking, like, red light, you have fallen for insane things, and you are close to being in a padded room, reconsider. And in an ideal world, you would go, oh, red light, that's very serious. No one would say that to me unless I was really fucked up. I should reconsider my beliefs. I know this is not how human beings work. It's wishful thinking.
What do you put it in? What letter?
What you mean, what letter?
What letter on your dashboard does it say, or on your shifter?
D.
Okay, what does that stand for?
A lot of stuff. What do you mean?
Okay, what does the D on your shifter stand for?
Driving. I'm
Exactly.
traveling in my automobile.
You are
though.
driving.
But I'm a traveler.
Okay. Here in the state of Florida, you are required to have a driver's license, a valid driver's license, in order to operate a motor vehicle. Okay?
And I got a traveling credentials though.
Miss Bruton.
Okay, they're wrong. Why is it so hard to say they're wrong? You have been tricked. Someone tricked you into buying those. You have been fooled. You have been bamboozled, hoodwinked. This is hokum. This is nonsense. You have wasted time and money and a lot of your self-respect here. Please get a driver's license.
Can you do me a favor? Can you step out of the vehicle?
Yes, I will.
All right.
Here, come on. Come on.
Jade Monkey with the 20 stream streak says, love how patient the cop is. Agreed.
All right. Come over here.
That means if you put it into R, I'm not a driver and therefore do not need a license. Just put it into low gear. There you go. I'm not driving. I'm low.
Do me a favor?
Can I get you my credentials before y'all arrest me? Because I'm a traveler. I'm not. Why are you arresting me when I'm traveling in my
Right now, you're being detained
for traveling in my automobile?
for driving on a suspended license. Or, excuse me, a revoked license.
I don't
Right?
have a
And
license.
operating a unregistered motor vehicle.
When you were originally issued a Florida license, way back when, it's been revoked.
Yes, but I don't have that. I have a traveling credentials now, sir.
Right, but that doesn't go away. So that's illegal. That's illegal. That you can't drive on a revoked
I'm not a
license.
U.S. citizen. I'm a state national. I've been correcting my political status. I'm not a U.S. citizen.
When you were one, though, it still stands.
But that's not me. I'm a...
Yeah,
okay,
all right.
come on, whatever we're doing.
Yes, ma'am. All right, thank you.
So listen, please, what
That doesn't,
What?
that doesn't,
Our oath?
that doesn't
Yeah.
hold any weight in
Yeah, my
any
phone.
state of this country.
Green guy appears and says a second femboy has hit the tower. That's not even the code. The code is a second plane has hit the femboy. Very different.
Why when they gave me the papers? I have the paperwork. Can you just look at my paperwork? Y'all not gonna do none of that?
Well, we got the paperwork for the car, and it comes back to you. Like I said, it pulls you up, and that doesn't go away. And you're revoked in the state of Florida, so you can't drive.
But I'm a traveler. I'm not. I don't have a license anymore. Okay.
Unfortunately, that's all.
something that you're gonna have to argue with the courts.
Again.
Have you been arrested for this before?
Yes, but they keep letting me go. You arrest me and they take me to jail, and the judge let me go.
What did the judge say?
Green guy says wrong. You're not in charge here, green guy. You give me dollars, but I'm the one controlling the stream.
Literally.
Your attempt at dominance has zero power here, let me tell you.
Like, it's cheesy. The aura of the vehicle is getting towed by Florida.
Yeah.
You gonna tow it?
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
immediately. Expeditiously.
Like the tow truck is on the way.
Have we identified that person?
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it.
She's calling her ride.
All right, let her know she needs to exit the vehicle. Okay. She can stand on the sidewalk.
Yeah.
As long as
She may not be able to, but
well, she can sit on the curb.
If anything on you, some poke sticker cut me. All right, so I'm gonna use the back of my hand and go through your pockets, okay? What's in this pocket up here? Anything? Just tell me.
Ain't nothing in there, sweetie.
Okay.
Go ahead, look.
Sorry.
Most Brittany, I want to thank you for being compliant to this whole experience. Okay? So, I thank you. I appreciate it.
Unstable Deadbeat says she's less annoying to me than other SovCits. She just seems nicer somehow. It's because she's not saying she's not going to get out of the vehicle and stuff. She's, like, confused. She's clearly been misled by all this sovereign citizen stuff, but she is getting out and accepting that she's being arrested, which is better than most sovereign citizens. So grading on that curve, nicer than most.
Ain't you a peace officer though? But I mean, you're not gonna take my credentials that I got from the state?
Like I explained to you, okay? That whole traveler thing, that doesn't apply.
What you mean it don't apply?
That doesn't exist.
What do you mean it don't exist when
That's
it
a
comes
figment
from
of your guys' imagination.
of our imagination?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
All right?
Yep. So look.
Green guy says, what the fuck, you went straight to dominance? Yes, because I am the one who controls the password. Viz with the $3 tip says, evening, Viz, how's it going?
Sorry.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna go with the back of my hand around your bra to make sure there's nothing there, okay?
Go ahead, sweetie.
So like I was explaining,
Let's stop one more time.
here in the state of Florida, in order to operate a motor vehicle, you are required by law to have and maintain a valid driver's license. Okay? You cannot drive any vehicle unless you have a valid driver's license.
Okay.
You do not have
Just a Peach says, I now have a herd of 5 small moose.
a valid
You have to share the chocolate mousse with the class.
driver's license. On top of that, that tag is not a valid tag. You need a tag issued by the Department of Motor Vehicles and Highway Safety here in the state of Florida.
I got
Or any state.
that
like that.
comes from the Department of Traveling.
There's no Department of Travel.
Yes, it is. This is the U.S. DOT.
The T stands for transportation, not traveling.
Department of
is.
Transportation.
It's
That's
the
not
Department of Traveling and
They
Transportation.
don't issue
No, it's not. Who told you that?
tags. Okay? Go ahead, take a seat.
Bracelets.
You want to take them off?
With the bracelets?
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Let's take these
We'll
off.
drop those inside in that hat.
So that way we don't lose them. They don't get broken.
Just
No, I almost slipped.
All right.
I was
No worries.
that
No
way.
worries. I'm gonna try and get this one off of you.
same thing on this hand, okay?
Oh, this may hurt.
You gonna face
I mean, yeah, the
your hands up just a little bit, okay? What you gonna do? You're gonna hop in the car for me, okay?
Oh, it's really coming back anyway.
I almost wonder if she could be convinced that she's wrong. Because compared to a lot of other sovereign citizens, she was less obstinate. She just seems sincerely misinformed. So I do kind of wonder if with some correction she could get back in touch with reality. That would be nice. Alright, let's see what's next. This is technically not a sovereign citizen. This isn't a sovereign citizen, but I don't know where else to play this, so it's funny. A MAGA guy went to Brazil. He was living with his girlfriend, and then he got caught doing some kind of sexual assault, and the cops came to arrest him, and he's a big baby about it.
Estou te dando uma ordem legal para a parede. He's telling you to go to the wall.
Para a parede.
He's telling you to go to the wall.
Okay. Am I under arrest?
Ele tá preso?
Para a parede.
Ele tá preso?
Am I under arrest?
Ele tá preso?
Você está preso por importunação sexual.
He's saying you're under arrest.
Is that what?
Mão na parede,
Do
por
I have any
favor.
rights?
Ele tem algum direito?
Mão, tem o direito de ficar calado. Você tem direito a um advogado e uma ligação assim que você chegar na delegacia.
Eu posso ir junto? Eu posso ir junto? Eu posso ir junto?
Ele é menor de idade?
Não.
Se ele for menor de idade, você pode.
Eu sou a companheira dele. Posso ir junto na viatura?
Não.
Obrigado pra não.
Ele tá indo pra onde? Você pode me dizer?
Ele vai pra delegacia.
Qual delegacia? Por favor, moço, você pode me informar pra onde você tá levando
Ele vai
ele?
pra delegacia de plantão de contagem.
Certo.
Você tem documento dele aí?
Não.
Bom dia, Doc.
Você tem documento?
Não.
Não, sem.
Ele é estrangeiro, não tem documento?
O passaporte dele foi roubado.
Eu tenho o documento dele.
Ah, então traz, por favor.
Tem foto.
Tá bom, pode trazer, por favor.
No one has learned from the story of Johnny Somali. That story is so fucking weird. He just dug his hole deeper and deeper and deeper.
Não, essa aqui foi bonita.
Essa que eu achei, eu não peguei.
Tá pra você aí?
Você vai com eles pra delegacia?
Vou, porque
Você vai me... Você me leva pra eu poder falar
Não.
por ele?
I had to do it, Cassifel. Robert England was just getting up there in years. We had to put him out of his misery.
Ah, não, tá bom. Então, tá bom.
Você não quis conversar comigo todos
It's
esses
all right. We put him to rest with a copy of 1001 Maniacs, just like he wanted.
dias?
Tá bom, então. Você que sabe. Você que sabe.
Where are the finger knives? They're here. I just don't have them on because they're inconvenient. But I do have them.
Sua cabeça que tá a jogo. Eu não tenho nada com isso.
Okay, like a dog in a cage.
Yeah. Like a
Like
dog
a
in a
dog
cage.
in a cage. This is how Brazilians treat American citizens. Got it? Listen up, Donald Trump. Do whatever you want.
Listen up, Donald Trump.
I'm a Trump supporter.
Yes, you did a sexual assault. We know you're a Trump supporter.
Delegacia de quê? De contagem? Você pode me dizer?
Plantão, delegacia de plantão, contagem.
Delegacia de plantão de contagem.
Bom que no seu vídeo mostra você me ameaçando.
Pode ficar.
Direito, eu não posso.
Alright. That was short, but I thought it was satisfying. Oh, I don't have a ton to say about this, but Kim Blandino was indeed found to be a vexatious litigant, so he can no longer file in this particular court without the approval of a judge or a lawyer. So good job to Kim Blandino. Cthulhu Flower with a 10-stream streak says, I kind of want to know what SovCits think driver's licenses are for, and I don't mean commercial drivers, like in their world, what purpose would that serve? What good could possibly come from having a relatively tiny number of drivers on the road, actually tested and confirmed to be qualified, while everybody else is left to do their best and judge for themselves what is actually safe or not. We tried that. The result was massively more death than when cars were so much slower. They think that the system is voluntary, but they think that it's supposed to look like it's involuntary. So they think that most people are sheeple that have been tricked into an evil system meant to control them without their knowledge. This is part of it. They think they're in on a secret. Okay, this is a good one. This is courtesy of Team Skeptic. Excuse me. This is a sovereign citizen I think we've seen once or twice before in the past. This is a new judge, though. The judge that previously was presiding over his cases retired, I believe. So now he is seeing a new judge who is not going to treat him with the same patience as the previous judge. So let's see how this goes. I will, of course, skip over Team Skeptic's commentary. If you want to see that, check out his channel.
All right, these are cases 25T448, 25M318, 25M352, 25M375, and 25M395. Mr. Shadowins, let's see, you appear on bond today. We had a failure to appear, I believe, on May 4th. I'd issued warrants for your arrest on that date for failure to appear.
It's always great to not appear in court. Judges love it. Love it. Famously, the courts are they're just so lazy and they got nothing going on and their dockets are really, really empty. So it's great to waste their time by not showing up to your scheduled court date. They love it.
I've been in contact. The doctor from Colorado Hospital, you were supposed to have an appointment on May 8th to do the competency evaluation on these cases that had been ordered by Judge Kilgore. My understanding is you did not have that appointment.
That would be correct.
Yeah, he's refusing to get assessed for his competency evaluation. That's not going to fly with this judge.
To a change of address, to the likes of which I am in possession of prima facie evidence I have not had the opportunity to file into the record. So my apologies to the court for the failure to appear. I was in between addresses.
Okay, but
I did complete court requirements of Judge Kilgore and report to mental health. I was under the impression there were no active cases or pending hearings, according to the DA's office and mental health. I was told...
Okay, maybe he did go, but then why would the court not have possession of it? Why would he have to physically take it? I don't know.
No.
By email. I have the emails, ma'am. I was told by them.
Okay, show me the emails then.
Although, no, I've seen this. At the end of this, they do take him into custody and say they're going to do the evaluation while he's in custody. So did he go get an evaluation from someone he wasn't supposed to because he doesn't trust the court assessors? I don't know.
Because I spoke with or emailed with the doctor this morning to confirm that you did not follow up on those appointments. And she had said that, no, you did not follow up on those appointments. And
was he just saying he contacted them, maybe?
We need to get these back on track because these cases are pending. And I need this competency evaluation to get done so we can get these cases moving.
Ma'am, I was under the...
Also note the two-step of putting your mail on hold and then saying you're blameless because you didn't get your mail. I also want to point out that according to the judge, at least, the previous hearing, he was told the hearing date. Like, he wasn't going to get something in the mail anyway because he was told the date at his previous hearing, so he should have been there.
The impression for the record that mental health was to report back to me, end quote. She said she was going to talk to you. The statuses of these cases has been a matter of question.
No,
I was told by...
Sir, these cases are still pending. These cases need to be moving. The only thing that's holding them up is a determination about your competency.
Ma'am, I demanded these matters be settled by right of equitable subrogation.
No, sir.
Judge Kilgore admitted on record, it's a quote.
Equitable subrogation? Who are you giving your legal... Wait. Who do you think the right to take legal action has been transferred from or to?
Failed prosecution.
Also, this is criminal, so equity doesn't apply. What?
No, she did not.
Records in these matters.
Had you thrown in jail?
No, sir. I've listened to all of the records in these matters. The last time you were in court, what was ordered is you were supposed to go through these competency evaluations. You were supposed to get those done, and if you did not get them done, you were going to be sent back into custody to have them done while you were in custody. That was the last thing that was ordered in these matters.
I have the emails and
Sir, I have the records of when you were in court.
I have not
And I've
presented
listened to them.
evidence, ma'am.
Sir?
How would you like me to enter the evidence you asked for into the record, ma'am? The clerk was unable to process it this morning.
So
I have prima
If the court clerk didn't process it, I'm gonna assume there was something wrong with the documentation. For instance, that it's sovereign citizen bullshit paperwork, which, yeah, they don't have to file that.
What are these emails?
This is mental health as well as postal receipts for the change of address. My mail was on hold.
So
I
you have
apologize.
emails or letters? Which are they?
Ma'am, may I speak to answer your
Emails
question?
or letters, sir?
All of the above, as well as postal receipts. My mail was on hold. I apologize to the court for my failure to appear. I was not served. I was told by the...
What? Served with what?
Ma'am, if I may speak and
Served with
uninterrupted,
what,
please.
sir?
I guess I don't even understand the pausing the mail thing to move. I've moved in my life several times. I never stopped my mail. I just transferred it immediately to my new place. It takes like 10 minutes on the internet. It does not take long to change your address.
Served with what?
Any hearings, I was told...
You were in court the day that you were supposed to be here. You were told your next court date.
I'd like to be heard on for
Sir.
the record on the matter to answer your questions. How would you, first and foremost, how would you like me to present this evidence into the record?
Give it to my clerk.
Thank you. I was not noticed of any hearings. I was told by 2 senior investigators at the DA's office, I quote, did not have any pending cases or hearings. I have a video that went viral on the internet of the DA's office.
I'm gonna guess it didn't go viral. I'm curious what his definition of viral is. Is it like 1,000 views?
Obstructing justice, I was unable to file discovery.
Watch the Seinfeld episode about stopping mail. Speaking of Seinfeld, did you guys see the guy that did the April Fool's Day joke where he made a Seinfeld Nintendo 64 game to review? That was great work. It looks so much like a Nintendo 64 game. Great video.
Into the matter, Your
Sir,
Honor.
the
It's on
DA's
the internet.
office does not give notice of court hearings.
I was
You were
ejected from
here-
the building.
No,
I
sir.
signed up with the
Sir.
sheriff. I signed up with the sheriff's office to be noticed from the court. They could not do that, ma'am, because I was in limbo with my address. All my mail is on hold. You have the postal receipts, prima facie.
Sir, we do not provide you notice of court dates by mail.
I signed up for a contract with the sheriff's office to be noticed of hearing.
You can't sign a contract to be like, notice me of my hearings. That's either a thing that's gonna happen or it's not.
No such notices came through. My mail was on hold with the post office. My apologies to the court for the failure
And what she's saying is you were informed of the court date at the last hearing.
to appear. I was under the impression there were no pending cases. There were no pending hearings. Mental health told me they would report back to me after petitioning the court for clarity of the status of the cases. No such notice was given nor service from the courts at all, Your Honor.
No, Mr. Shadowins, that is incorrect, and you know that is incorrect.
You're in possession
No,
of
Mr.
prima facie
Shadowins,
evidence.
no, Mr. Shadowins, I'm not in notice of anything.
I
of
said
that.
possession.
No,
Point of
sir.
clarity. You have physical
No,
possession
sir.
of prima facie evidence to show just cause.
No,
Am I
sir.
entitled to understand the nature and cause of the proceeding today, Your Honor?
Yes, sir, you are, and you have
Thank
notice
you.
of
I was
the
under the
proceeding.
impression,
Stop talking over me, sir, now.
I don't understand the nature.
Stop talking over me. I am trying to explain it to you.
Yes, ma'am.
You have notice of the
Hey,
proceedings.
Augie Boo,
You
how's
have
it
been served a
going?
summons and complaint in each of the proceedings. That has been explained to you. You stop. Take the gum out of your mouth and spit it in that garbage can right now.
Oh yeah, he shouldn't be chewing gum in court. He's also wearing a hat. I'm kind of surprised she didn't tell him to take the hat off. Are we not telling people to take hats off in court anymore?
Right now, sir.
But Judge,
You have showed here are just e-filing documents that are well from December of 2025.
Negative.
That has nothing to do with what we are doing here.
Your Honor, with respect.
Stop talking
With
over
respect
me.
to the nature and
No,
cause of the,
sir.
I
Well,
cannot proceed.
Stop talking over me, sir.
I wish
If
to
you
enter a
want-
plea into the record, not
Okay.
guilty, all charges. A
You
jury
can
trial
enter
is
that.
demanded, civilian due process of law is demanded. My question to the court on the nature and cause, I was under the impression I am here by special appearance to show just cause for a failure to appear. I
Yes.
have no other issues in front of me this morning, Your Honor.
No.
I was.
And you're going to be taken into custody today, sir, so that we can complete your competent.
Wonder if you would act like this with a male judge. His tone would be different. I've noticed that sovereign citizens tend to be the kind of people that are socially quite conservative. They usually have a veneration for what they consider to be traditional values, and that usually includes not viewing women as people who should be in positions of authority, that they should be subservient to men. Kim Blandino, for instance, who we were talking about earlier, in some of his filings, said that the judge, who was a woman, should leave the bench and have as many children as possible. So yeah, a lot of these sovereign citizen types are incredibly sexist. It's really gross.
Competency evaluation that you have refused.
Oh, nice, Augie Boo. Well, I hope that your wonderful traveling was a lot of fun and that you got to see some cool stuff.
Ma'am,
See, you were actually traveling. Would you say you weren't driving?
Or
It's right
on
here, prima
every-
facie, Your Honor. I was told by
You-
mental health they would report back to me. No such
sir.
notice was given. I couldn't
Notice
receive
was
notice
given.
from the courts due to a change of address. I'd like to read the evidence into the record, please.
No, sir, you will not. You
Let the
failed
record
to
show
appear.
that I have been denied a defense. A trial by jury has been demanded. I have already sent.
This is a hearing about your failure to appear. It's not a criminal charge, so you're not entitled to a jury over this.
All of this to the State Attorney General, Phil Wise, who has obstructed justice and refused to respond in these matters. My right to equitable subrogation before Judge Kilgore was demanded thrice. I also challenged the jurisdiction.
There's that 3 thing. Again, that's a David Straight thing. They think if they file something 3 times or request something 3 times, that the court has to give it to them. Like it's some sort of fey trick, like you have to ask 3 times before they'll even take you seriously. Not how anything works. There's rules against repetitive motions. You're not supposed to keep asking the same thing over and over, because once the court decides it, if you have an issue with their ruling, that's what appeals are for. You are not supposed to keep filing the same thing, hoping to get a different response.
Of the court. Judge Kilgore admitted on record in front of Teller County Sheriff's deputies, Your Honor, quote, "It's a failed prosecution," end quote.
But he doesn't know the judge's real name. One of my bailiffs only tells the truth, and one only tells lies. If you can guess which, I'll let you go home.
I have since been retaliated against. Now, I have teamed up with attorneys, including the Disabled American Veterans. I'm moving this to federal jurisdiction.
Thank you, sir.
There's no victim
You are
in this
done today.
case, Your
How do you think you're going to move this to federal jurisdiction?
Honor.
Your bond is being revoked so that you may go
Who is
into
the victim?
custody and you may have your competency evaluation completed because your failure to cooperate out of custody in this matter. We will have the competency evaluation completed in a forthwith manner according to statute.
Okay. I have been
feelings?
denied a defense. I was denied the right to read evidence into the record. And I was never given discovery. I could not plea without evidence, Your Honor. That's all a matter of record. There is
Will
no
be
victim.
appointed
Who
the
is,
office
what is
of
the
the
Sixth
public
Amendment
defender in
nature?
order to
Hydrate.
represent yourself because represent you because
What is
you'll
the
be in
nature of a
custody
crime having
in
been
this
committed?
matter. In all of your cases.
Criminal, I would guess. Oh. Anyway, Green Guy says, I get it. I'm going to stop going to my psychiatrist because they should be reporting to me. That's always a good move, to get a therapist that only agrees with you. That's always good.
Cases, you have been provided notice in regards to the summons and complaint and all of the discovery in this matter.
Which I have abated via affidavits the prosecution has not responded to. My facts remain concrete evidence. There has been
My facts remain evidence.
no response from prosecution. I don't even have evidence and discovery.
Thank
The
you.
accounting has been demanded for settlement. This is unconstitutional, Your Honor.
Thank you
I
for your
cannot
position,
stand
sir.
for this. Let the record, for the record, let the record show I have been denied due process of law.
You already
Civilian
said that.
due process of law, a trial by jury. I'm still speaking, Mr. Sandlin. I must remain harmless.
Yeah, they just have to let him stand there and do a speech as long as he wants. Don't you know that? It's the main character law.
I am not done addressing this court, which is my First Amendment right.
You don't have a First Amendment.
Yeah. Team Skeptic's right on that. Your First Amendment does not grant you the right to talk as long as you want in court or inappropriate times. That's not how this works.
Shame.
Charge. Read the charges into the record as non-consensual.
The Office of the Public Defender will be appointed for Mr. Shadowins on all of his cases at this time.
That's for the best. That's honestly better for him. He will have way better outcomes doing that than trying to defend himself. So that's good. That's good.
In regards to his competency evaluation, that will be ordered forthwith in custody.
Understood.
So, and I would request that the public defender obtain discovery in all matters and provide copies to him. So there's no question that he has that information. So.
Understood, Judge.
I'm not going to lie. It's
I think that's the end of that. Indeed. Again, that's courtesy of Team Skeptic. So if you want some more SovCitizen videos with his commentary, you can find him on his channel. Let's see what's next. Let's look at the Republic of Texas. So I know recently we covered Mel Fletch, who's the sovereign citizen that lost her house in Texas. And you guys know that she often talked about this Republic of Texas. Of course, there was formerly the Republic of Texas historically, but she's actually talking about this current group that calls themselves the Republic of Texas. They're sovereign citizen types that believe that they are the real true government of Texas, that they still believe is the Republic of Texas and not the state of Texas within the United States. So this is a little overview of how they think it all works, and we'll watch this, laugh at it, you know the drill.
Did you know that Texas and other states are under a military occupation?
I didn't know that. Please continue.
This is brought to you by the Republic of Texas.
Has Mel physically attacked someone yet? She has not. She also has not posted in a week or two, so kind of worried.
First of all, the Civil War was an undeclared war.
I think it probably felt pretty declared to all the soldiers, you know? You think they were at Gettysburg and they were like, I don't know, is this a war? What a weird thing to say.
And there was no peace treaty. That's the first point I want to make. And notice the Republic.
Didn't they... Wasn't it at Appomattox? What? Didn't we sign a treaty at fucking Appomattox? Or wait, was that the Revolutionary War? I don't remember. I gotta look it up now.
On the left, and on the right is the Republic of Texas in
I can turn them up.
1836, which is actually could be considered the boundaries today. In fact,
It was Appomattox Courthouse? Okay, glad I wasn't crazy.
If you go to like some of that, like up in the northern part there, that's up in Wyoming. And if you go to the Wyoming legislature,
Appomattox, okay.
You will see a Texas flag flying there, as well as Colorado, New Mexico,
where the Army of Northern Virginia surrendered.
Oklahoma, and Kansas.
Unstable Deadbeat says, so it was not declared, but no peace treaty. Does that mean it's still going on, or that it was never war in the first place? It's a very North Korea situation. The Korean War is technically still going for them. Chitara says, I'm moving this to federal jurisdiction, the man says. The arcane sigils on his tome of sovereignty glow bright and bind the judge to his power. Under his command, the judge plane shifts herself and the man to the realm of Juris Federalis. There the man will face the lords of the realm for his freedom. Subscribe. H. Baird says, for those wondering, it wasn't a literal courthouse. In Virginia, unincorporated areas are identified by which courthouse has jurisdiction over them. Gotcha.
And Louisiana also have Texas flags flying, which suggests that each of...
I gotta go back. I was talking. Sorry.
You will see a Texas flag flying there, as...
Where and why do I care?
Some of that, like up in the northern part there, that's up in Wyoming. And if you go to the Wyoming legislature, you will see a Texas flag flying there.
I mean, it's possible as part of their history. I don't know for sure, but that doesn't mean it's part of Texas currently, even if they did so as a historical thing in areas that used to be Texas. Turn it up more for you.
As well as Colorado, New Mexico, Oklahoma, and Kansas, and Louisiana also have Texas flags flying, which...
if I put up a Canadian flag in my yard, do you think that means that all of a sudden I live in Canada? Medicated person, thanks for a 60 stream streak.
Yes, that each of those states have part of what was once Texas and what still could be Texas in them.
That's not how things work. Flags are symbols. They're not like literal legal binding things. If you put a flag somewhere, it doesn't literally mean it's the territory that the flag symbolizes. Anonymous with a $10 tip says, I really needed a SovCit stream today. 6 of my family's chickens just died out of nowhere within 24 hours, including our beloved rooster Gooby. The Department of Agriculture wants necropsies on some, but until then we don't know if any will make it. I'm really sorry to hear that. That sucks. Yeah, them dying so suddenly sounds like some sort of outbreak or something. That sucks. I'm so sorry. I hope the remaining chickens are okay and aren't infected with anything. Unstable Deadbeat says, we accept you as part of our country, Hannah. We'll trade you in Baja for our shitty Albertans who want to secede. That sounds good to me.
Anyways, this is talking about a military occupation. Territory is considered occupied when it's actually placed under the authority of the hostile army. The occupation extends only to the territory where such authority has been established.
This is like a really sad, like all lost cause myth making is really sad and like pathetic and cringe. But this is particularly so. He's like, we didn't lose. The war's still going and it's an occupying army. Shut up. Shut your fucking mouth. You know Reconstruction should have done so much more. Oh my god, we let you guys off easy, you fucking losers.
Established and can be exercised. And that's the Hague Convention 4, Article 42, the laws and customs of war on land. And this is Article 2 of the Geneva Convention relative to the protection of civilians in a time of war of 1949. In addition to the provisions which shall be implemented in peacetime, the present convention shall apply to all cases of declared war or of any other conflict which may arise between 2 or more of the high contracting parties, even if the state of war is not recognized by one of them. The convention shall also apply to all cases of partial or total occupation of the territory of a high contracting party, even if the said occupation meets with no armed resistance. So, first of all, if there's state of war is not recognized by one of them, it still applies. It's all declared.
Texas doesn't claim this, though.
War, any other.
Texas, like the rest of the South, surrendered because they were losers that lost the war. One of the most evil wars in human history, by the way. Literally trying to just keep chattel slavery alive. In fact, extending it. How can you live with yourself? This is one of the most inexcusable, wars in human history. The people who tried to fight to fucking expand slavery. These fucking losers.
Conflict.
Sorry, lost cause shit pisses me off a lot. I'm just saying bullshit. I'm just mad. I'm just ranting, and that's not entertaining. I'm sorry, I'll rein it in.
And it also applies even if there's no armed resistance. And although one of the powers in the conflict may not be a party to the present convention, the powers who are parties thereto shall remain bound by it in their mutual relations. They shall furthermore be bound by the convention in relation to the said power if the latter accepts and applies the provisions. So, again, even if both of the parties are not parties to this particular convention, the parties that are participants in this convention have to still follow the rules. And so, anyway, so that's the Article 2 of the Geneva Convention relative to the...
Is he aware that the Geneva Convention was written after the Civil War? By decades?
protection of civilians in time of war. And this is Article 1 of the Liber Code. A place, district, or country occupied by an army stands in consequence of the occupation under the martial law of the invading or occupying army.
Chitara says, I don't know, pretty sure a war is over when the authorities involved surrender. Tell that to those Japanese that were still fighting World War II into the 60s.
Whether any proclamation declaring martial law or any public warning to the inhabitants has been issued or not. Martial law is the immediate and direct effect and consequence of
Just a Peach says, things from 1914 and after do not apply to a war that ended in the 1800s. He should just get over it. I'm sure he has said that to someone at some point.
Occupation or conquest. The presence of a hostile army proclaims its martial law. So Texas...
Yes, I'm talking about the isolated ones that were like on islands and were doing like guerrilla tactics from the jungle.
It's well known that Texas was invaded by the District of Columbia Army, which is called the United States Army, but really it's the District of Columbia Army.
Nope, it's the United States Army.
And that's well documented. So Texas was occupied, and it's still occupied to this day. When you take back here, Article 2, the Geneva Convention relative to the protection of civilians in time of war of 1949, and some other stuff we're going to show you. This is Article 2 of the Liber Code. Martial law does not cease during a hostile occupation except by special proclamation ordered by the Commander-in-Chief or by special mention in the Treaty of Peace concluded.
So does he think that we're under martial law because he has to follow traffic laws and the other laws that apply to people living in the United States?
The war, when the occupation of a place or territory continues beyond the conclusion of peace as one of the conditions of the same. And so the point being here is that there was no treaty of peace, and there's been no proclamation. So martial law has not...
There's been no proclamation.
Ceased. Okay.
Man, they made like a movie about this shit. It's called Gone with the Wind. She wound up in a smaller house and her life was ruined, and I don't know what happens next because I usually check out about halfway into Gone with the Wind. Never seen the end. Don't know what happens. Don't care.
Texas is still under a military occupation to this day. And now a little diversion. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel. And don't forget to click on the bell next to the subscribe button so that you're notified when there's a new upload. We're going to try and upload one a week right now, and it's going to increase as we get moving to where maybe at some point we'll be doing 5 a week. I guess it depends on, the topics and things like that. But this is all going to be Republican.
You've never seen Gone with the Wind, never seen Citizen Kane either. Gone with the Wind is kind of annoying. Okay, so Gone with the Wind is the Civil War and its aftermath, just before the Civil War. The build-up, the war, and the aftermath through the eyes of a Southern woman who is benefiting from the plantation system. And the movie does point out the folly of the South. Like, there's a whole scene where Southerners are, like, talking about, like, the war is going to be easy. It'll be done in, like, a month. It's whatever, And, of course, Rhett Butler comes in, and he's all like, you guys are goddamn fools. Like, the war is not a good idea. This is going to be fucked. I'm the character that's the voice of reason, kind of. So it is trying to show that the South was, being fucking foolish, but it's not enough on the side of showing how fucked up the South was. Like, it plays very light with the slavery. It's got, like, mammy-type characters. I ain't know nothing about birthing no babies, is a direct quote from the movie, which is not great. It's just kind of annoying to watch. It has a lot of elements of, look at this Southerner suffering under the Civil War and after the Civil War, and it's like, fuck them. I don't know. If it's between watching Gone with the Wind or, like, Roots, I would rather watch Roots a million times. And even that's got its own issues, but... Anyway, Freyline says, guess who got bits again? Cry, neo-Confederate dumbasses. And there's a link. Is this, oh no, this is a different one. I can't play this. This is copyrighted. Yeah, I have songs from this album actually on my Spotify. I like Union Dixie, the way down south in the land of traitors, rattlesnakes and alligators. But I can't play that.
Texas videos. This is the channel. This is if you look at the bell, the arrow is pointing at the bell.
Benekagami says, racism truly has destroyed our country. Our country's going to die because we didn't grind these traitors into the dust and let them fester like Hogwarts let Slytherin house. What's my top genre of movie? My favorite is sci-fi. The one I have the most is probably horror.
That you have to click next to the subscribe button, and then that way you will be notified.
Have you guys seen All Quiet on the Western Front of 1776, the musical? Was that supposed to be or? I've seen All Quiet on the Western Front. I've not seen 1776.
A little pop-up will come up, and it will ask.
Haven't seen Hail Mary yet, no.
You if you want to be notified, and the answer to that is yes. Anyways, okay, so this is a book called The Non-Ratification of the 14th Amendment by Judge A.H. Eller to the Utah Supreme Court, and it's associated with the case Diet versus Turner. It's about a 150-page book, but it's double-spaced, so it reads pretty fast. Anyways...
As if a 150-page book isn't already a pretty short book? What? I think, like, Matilda is, like, 150 pages, if that. Matilda might be longer than that. I don't know if my copy of Matilda right now, but...
Despite the fact that the southern states have been functioning peacefully for 2 years and had been counted to secure ratification of the 13th Amendment, Congress passed the Reconstruction Act, March 2nd, 1867, which provided for the military occupation of 10 of the 11 southern states. It excluded Tennessee from military occupation.
Meghan McCain's book was like 80 pages. That's like a screenplay!
And one must suspect it was because Tennessee had ratified the 14th Amendment on July 7th, 1866. So, you know, the Constitution, there's a certain procedure for ratifying amendments to the Constitution, and they can't force you at the end of a gun to ratify an amendment. I mean, that's
Wanna bet, bitch?
that's not a
We did it! It was the Civil War! You lost.
contract. Tennessee obviously ratified it, but the rest of the states didn't. And then this is also in Diet versus, in this case, non-ratification of the 14th Amendment by Judge A.H. Ellard of the Utah Supreme Court in the case Diet versus Turner. He basically puts notes. He has the whole Lieber Code in there, and he puts in notes that
To be clear, the 14th Amendment gives equal rights to, like, all American citizens. It was meant to give rights, like, specifically to make sure that states understood that, like, Black Americans, formerly enslaved people, have to be given the exact same rights as everyone else. Didn't solve the problem, because then we still had Jim Crow and stuff, but, like, it was an attempt at being like, no, you can't just deny these people the ability to live in society or anything just because you don't like them.
About the different articles. Anyways, he says, note, there is no treaty of peace between the Union and the several states that is known of, and the end of full martial law was finally declared by the withdrawal of troops in the streets. But the repeal of all forms of law martial has never been declared. So again, there's three kinds of martial law. We're going to go through that in a second. So no treaty of peace, and there's been no proclamation. This is another one of the notes that he put in there. This is related to Article 3. And note, under law martial, only the criminal jurisdiction of a military court is the recognized law. But as Article 3 says, the civil courts can continue wholly or in part as long as the civil jurisdiction does not violate the military orders laid down by the commander-in-chief or one of his commanders. By this means, a military venue, jurisdiction, and authority are imposed upon the occupied populace under the disguise of the ordinary civil courts and officers of the occupied district or region, because the so-called civil authorities in an occupied district or region only act at the pleasure of a military authority. It should also be noted here that the several state legislatures, county boards of commissioners, and city councils are constantly legislating to please the edicts of the federal government, the occupying force, and that their legislation in this sense is not an exercise of state sovereignty, but instead a compliance with the edicts of the military force which occupies the several states and
You guys vote for your state representatives. What are you talking about? The federal government doesn't pick your state representatives. You do.
Consequently, are edicts of martial law rule. So the point being is that, you know...
Nice, Harold Elbin. Thank you for volunteering. Fenekagami with 40 bits says, technically because the South left the Union, they fortified all the protections of the Constitution. The 14th, 15th, and 16th Amendments shouldn't have needed the ratification of the Confederate States because, you know, them not wanting to be part of that system was what the whole war was about.
It's all a fraud, okay? They don't want to tell you that you're under a military occupation. They're trying to hide it as much as they can because people revolt, you know, against that kind of stuff.
People are revolting. I don't know what to say.
And I'm certainly not encouraging anybody to revolt. There's peaceful ways that we can assert ourselves, and under the UN documents and the right of self-determination, Texas can still be sovereign and independent. But we have to, get together and assert ourselves is what we...
You guys tried that. You lost. Again, you just talked about the Civil War. You tried this. You lost.
Really have to do, and it's not by force. It can be done through the courts.
No, it can't. Believe it or not, the Supreme Court already found it's illegal to leave the Union without permission. You can't leave the Union. You can't leave the United States. You can't just, like, pull out. That's not how this works.
Anyways, so Texas under martial law, there's 3 kinds of martial law. There's full martial law, there's martial law proper, and there's martial law rule. And that is taken from the Supreme Court case, U.S. Supreme Court case, Ex parte Milligan, which is a Civil War era case. And it's cited in this book, The Non-Radical.
Saitam says a friend's kid just started early 20s, I'm old, and I'm trying to introduce her to movies that formed my views on LGBT. Have you ever seen My V.N. Rose, My Life in Pink, French, 1997? It's about a young boy that desperately wants to be a girl. No, I've never seen that one.
Ratification of the 14th Amendment by Judge A.H. Ellett of the Utah Supreme Court, and in this case, Diet versus Turner. Now, full martial law is when there's open warfare. Troops are on the street. You know, sometimes they're shooting at each other. But regardless, the troops are on the street. There's troops everywhere. Okay, that's full martial law. Martial law proper is the law of the armed forces.
I'm assuming he's considering cops armed forces.
That's where a sergeant tells a private what to do. And martial law rule is the law of emergency and necessity, and can go on for decades or even centuries. There are 2 ways to conquer and enslave a nation. One is by the sword, and the other is by debt. So you can actually get martial law 2 different ways.
No, that's not how it works.
Texas case, and in most of the states, the southern states, it's by the sword.
You can't just declare that it's martial law because you're upset. That's not how any of this works.
And actually, I can also show that it was the western states, the Treaty of Hidalgo. There's nothing in there ending martial law. Anyways, so, and that's John Adams, 1826. This is Revised Code of Washington. Okay, so Washington, under executive order, was put under martial law, which means all of the United States, actually. That was 1942. Revised Code of Washington, 116.090, Legislative Declaration for Civil Liberties, Day of Remembrance. Okay, so I guess they want to remember the day they had civil liberties. Because they don't anymore.
I don't like his laugh.
The legislature recognizes that on February 19th, 1942, the President of the United States issued Executive Order 9066, which authorized military rule over the civilian law and lives. So I guess they're celebrating the day when they used to have civil liberties. You know, it's not very funny, but, you know, all you can do is laugh at it sometimes. So evidence that there's...
Weird that he's not talking about, like, the specifics of that order, which was not for like, it was terrible. It's one of the worst things America has ever done. But that's like the concentration camps for Japanese Americans, right? Kind of feels weird that he's acting like it was a general thing. It's terrible, but like he's acting like it was a thing that was done to him. Which is a little weird when it was a racially, ethnically motivated thing.
The military occupation, military script is circulated for money. Well, that's Federal Reserve notes, people. Police use the rank structure of captain, lieutenant, sergeant. Police refer to non-police as civilians. Courts presume everything, and that's one of the biggest things about martial law is presumption. They presume everything, and so then you have to defeat their presumptions. Curfew is strictly under martial law jurisdiction. Now, curfews don't happen all the time, but you do see them happen. Halloween night, you know, things like that. That's all martial law. State regional areas under metro government provide the military venue for peace officers to enforce martial law jurisdiction. So we're talking about metro police departments, you know, Dallas Metro Police Department, Fort Worth, you know, various areas where they have metro police. I mean, that's all martial law. And this is Article 6 of the Geneva Convention relative to the protection of civilians in time of war. So we've established that Texas is under martial law, has been...
You think you've done that. You have not.
Since the Civil War, and under military occupation, has been since the Civil War, and And so now what we establish is what articles of this Geneva Convention relative to the protection of civilians in a time of war still apply. Well, we're going to find that out right now. The present convention shall apply from the outset of any conflict or occupation mentioned in Article 2. That's the one we already had. In the territory of parties to the conflict, the application of the present covenant shall cease on the general close of military operations, okay? Which, you know, they're saying that it ends, okay, the application of this convention, but parts of it don't. In the case of occupied territory, the application of the present convention shall cease 1 year after the general close of military operations. However, the occupying power shall be
baffled at the idea of martial law or military occupation. You may just not notice somehow.
Be bound for the duration of the occupation to the extent that such power exercises the function.
All right. Am I done with this guy?
Anyways, and then there's Article 51. The occupying power may... There's you guys... They've agreed to that. And this is Gestapo is what it is. And it's all intended to be intimidating with these military uniforms. Can you spot
the militarization of the police is a problem. I agree. Could you not be a neo-Confederate about it? I'd really appreciate it.
Terrorists? Okay, remember it comes down to terrorism again. That's unconstitutional or illegal according to their own...
Are YouTube comments not showing up on stream? They should. Let me see. Should be. Unless I just turned it on and didn't realize it.
International Geneva Convention relative to the treatment of civilians in a time of war. They have no...
All right. Enough of the neo-Confederate. We can move on. Let's see. Oh, this one's pretty out there. This is a sovereign citizen that is also into other conspiracies.
When the officer asked for his license, a line had been crossed.
Do you have your license, registration, insurance?
I am a passenger. I'm a traveler right now.
Oh, don't start that nonsense.
Listen, I just came from my mom's house.
I need a license, registration, insurance.
I'm a passenger.
License, registration, insurance. I'm not going to tell you again, man.
Please.
You want to go to jail?
Am I detained at this? What's the RIS? I can fix the R.
You're just going to take a routine.
I can fix the RIS.
You can't fix the RAS after it's already happened. Like, you can't say, all right, your tail light's out. Okay, I'll go fix it. Now you don't have RAS. That's not how this works. It's not Bill and Ted. You can't, like, reach into the future and decide that you've already done the thing because you say you're gonna do it. That's not how this works.
I can fix the IRS.
You need your license, registration, insurance.
Call 31, I'm gonna reroute.
Often, sovereign citizens think that if they use the right, becomes legally in the crime.
Turn your car off, insurance.
I'm coming from my mom's house right now.
Turn your car off and hand me the keys.
I can't.
Turn it off.
But why should I?
I'm telling you, I'm giving you a lawful order.
Brother,
I'm giving you a lawful order. Turn your car off and hand me the keys.
I'm sorry, I'm not sovereign to right now. I'm a passenger, brother.
Turn your car off and hand me the keys.
He's a passenger. He's in the front seat.
I'm gonna start recording if you don't mind. Honey, I'll call you back.
You're not listening to me. License, registration, insurance.
I know my rights, and this is forceful. I'm feeling uncomfortable.
Turn your car off.
I'm feeling uncomfortable. And I want your supervisor.
License, registration, insurance.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're gonna go to jail, sir.
Sir, if I go to jail, that is a Gestapo act, and I don't fall for that.
License, registration, insurance.
You are profiling me, sir.
Labeling the stop as profiling is just one more attempt to position it as a criminal act by the officer.
License, registration, insurance.
You're already putting...
License, registration, insurance.
You're creating something already.
License, registration, insurance.
I'm not creating any ruckus.
When the other cars get here, we're going to pull you out of the car. Don't put your car in park. Don't drive off. Turn your car off and give me the keys.
I'm not going to drive off, sir.
Turn your car off.
Brother.
Hand me the keys.
I can't.
Hand me the keys.
I cannot. That is against my rights.
Keep your hands on the steering wheel where I can see them.
Sir, I don't have any arm. No, wait.
Keep your hands on the steering wheel.
I am not saying anything.
Keep your hands on the steering wheel.
Sir.
Put your hands on the steering wheel, dude.
I am not complying. Sir.
You're not complying?
You're correct. No, what I'm saying is.
Don't move.
I have my rights.
Don't move.
I have my rights.
Do not move.
Okay.
The man's fumbling here may be due to the pressure of word magic. In the sovereign citizen world, word magic requires choosing very precise words to manifest the reality one wants for oneself. We'll talk about this some more later.
Don't move.
I have not resisted anything, sir.
He's refusing, man.
No, I'm not refusing. No, that's not true.
You got eyes on him?
Listen,
I'm gonna come around.
I know my rights, okay? And if you see...
You're gonna step out of the vehicle.
No, I will comply.
Come out of the vehicle, all right?
All right,
Get out of the car.
Please.
Keep your hands on your head.
Oh, come on.
Keep your hands on your head.
This is not...
Hey, listen. Okay. Keep your hands on your head.
Oh, my
I
goodness.
got it. Hey, listen to me. Can you listen? Hey, can you listen to me? I'm gonna talk to you. We're gonna just step out nicely,
Yes,
okay? And then we're gonna go
for
sit
the
in the
first
curb,
time you're gonna
okay?
ask. You're gonna ask me. Yes.
Okay. Let's go. Let's open the car.
Okay.
Open the car.
Yes.
All right. Hands.
I'm surprised it took him as long as it did to grab the box cutter just sitting there, I'm gonna be honest. I thought he was gonna grab that right away. It was the first thing I saw when he got in the car.
Oh, brother. Oh.
No, I know. I'm just saying, man.
Can I get my drink at least?
No. Get out.
Come on out. My goodness.
We're gonna walk right over here.
The idea of someone in the back of a cop car, but like sipping on a fountain soda is kind of funny.
Okay. We're gonna sit right there.
But why is this?
You're just being detained, okay? No, you're under arrest for refusing to provide your ID.
No, that's not. No.
Yes, you are. Don't tense up. Don't tense up.
No, I'm not tensing up.
All right.
You guys are making this up.
He refused to give me his ID.
No, that's not true. That is not true. That is not true. Okay. All right.
You have anything on you?
No, I don't.
Okay.
No, I don't.
Beach 2, you can slow everybody down. It's going to be 10-15 for RA.
This is
You have
not
any weapons on you?
No, not at all. Not at all. Please, can you? I'm not a criminal.
You're under arrest right now.
I'm under arrest for what?
His tags are screwed by this toolbox and he refused to give me his ID.
No, that's not true. That is not true. My ID is on my phone. My ID is... Oh, why are you making this up, sir?
I'm not.
Why are you making... Yes, you are. Why are you refusing, brother? Please. Come on, brother. Come on.
I hate when they do the brother thing, or like when anyone being arrested by the police tries to be overly familial. I guess in general, not even just in arrests. I hate when people try to be overly familial. Creeps me out.
Come on.
No use of force.
No use of force, of course not. It's
all on video, sir.
Yeah, like
my
cameras.
Goodness. They didn't let me talk. Brother?
After the man's word magic failed, he'd be transported to the station for processing, where he'd take an opportunity to share his thoughts, first with the camera.
All eyes will see. Thoughts are real, and everybody will know that. Christ consciousness, emotional radiation, this God source avatar.
And then with a nearby officer.
Is it Tuesday already?
Are you on your phone? You're busy?
What's up?
Oh, I'm just going to keep on sharing. Okay, so, you might want to really remember.
This is about to be a pretty impressive conspiracy monologue, I want you to know.
Remember what I'm about to tell you.
Okay.
There's three main organs in the body, in the avatar of God source. You're an avatar. The light source of God is inside of you.
Right?
Right. You have an electromagnetic field, which is called a hyperbola, the shape of an apple. It's you know that soft spot that you have on your head?
Yeah.
The little swirls, even swirls.
Adults don't have a soft spot on their head. Babies do.
Hair on your head. That's the spinning inertia. That's your north pole, and your coccyx bone is the south pole. You have a toroidal field. You are a light being. That means that you have a toroidal field, which is a magnetic field. It is your biofield. Now, in that biofield, you have particles entering that magnetically, because this is a magnetic realm. All right. You have your brain, your mind, which is your brain, your heart, and your gut. They all release particles.
This is psychosis? Probably, but I will say that every single thing he says here, I've heard other conspiracy theorists say, so not a single thing he's saying is like the product of his own mind. He picked this stuff up from other people on the internet. Isn't that interesting?
All right. They all stretch out of, when we talk about the mind stretches out actual particles into that electromagnetic field. So that means that the body is emitting an emotional radiation, when somebody goes through a radiation, it's a heat frequency that the body emits. So that frequency, that heat, that particles that shoot from the mind, the heart, and the gut shoot in this electromagnetic field. That is the communication, what we share. That is the true Christ consciousness. That etymology, you see what's coming out of my mouth and making sound, right? That's etymology. That's spell words.
That's not the definition of etymology.
Spell words that were mandatory to learn. So now when you go to the Webster Dictionary, those are the spell words with the spells, right?
Here's that word magic again. Sovereign citizens see the dictionary as a spellbook that judges use to trick you into accepting a false reality.
Law dictionaries.
But the spell can be broken with your own word magic if done correctly, which is why sovereign
Again,
citizens
it's legal dictionary, not just the general dictionary.
often repeat their script over and over despite the real possibility of arrest, like in this video.
I didn't do anything.
So what I'm saying is your thoughts are true particles before you write it, before you speak it, before you sing it. It's a true particle into this air that you're breathing in, into your electromagnetic field. So that means that that toroidal field is your flash drive, and that is your memory. There's no such thing as memory and holding memory or in the brain. It's the magnetic field that is your...
Oh, I agree, Gray Freya. I totally see it too. I just find it interesting that usually the stereotypical example of someone under psychosis is like them repeating insane things that sound like they come from nowhere. I find it fascinating being able to listen to someone who's probably having a psychotic episode and what they're saying is insane. And to most people sounds like they're making up stuff that no one has ever thought before, but I recognize where he's pulling these ideas from. They're incorrect ideas. They are crazy ideas. But normally, I think you think of someone undergoing a situation like this as just making stuff up on the fly. Their brain's just making stuff up. Whereas he's pulling from videos he's seen on the internet.
Flash drive. That is your memory. That is your biofield that humans inherited. So that is not in any book. And in an anatomy book, biology, this is ancient knowledge, brother. You are the Christ.
This phrasing leans heavily into quantum manifestation philosophy, where the material
That's Deepak Chopra's fault, by the way. Fuck Deepak Chopra forever.
world, including the legal system, is fluid and malleable to a person's thoughts. So if you want to change your reality, you just need to find the right thought particle. Which is why sovereign citizens often file hundreds of pages of documents with the court that are filled with weird grammar and lots of punctuation, like the documents we highlighted in this video.
Do you have a driver's license?
So what I'm saying is this is true. That energy that you provide is the communication of the divine. So etymology was invented. Time was invented. All laws were invented. That Christ consciousness, brother, that you have, that's true stuff, bro.
Christ consciousness gives sovereign citizens immense power, basically making them godlike, kinda like the guy in this video was saying. Therefore, with Christ consciousness, they have a spiritual sovereignty that cannot legally be bound by contracts imposed by a lowly earthly entity like the state, such as...
I don't know if I agree with that definition of Christ consciousness, maybe specifically to sovereign citizens who use it, but tons of conspiracy theorists and New Age people use the Christ consciousness thing, and they don't think it gets them out of every law or anything. They just think they're ascended. They think that they're more in touch with the world, with emotions. They think they're high vibration, all that New Age bullshit.
Which is a driver's license.
So what I'm saying is, your thoughts is what creates the structure of the identification of your DNA, brother. So
remember the episode of TNG where people's thoughts were becoming real? What was it called? The Traveler? Might have been Where No One Has Gone Before. It has the Traveler in it because they're doing the experiment for Warp... Was it Warp 10? Not the Tom Paris Warp 10 experiment, but the one with the Traveler. And they go to, like, the realm of the mind? Imagination? Where no one has gone before? Okay.
All that energy from your mind, the heart, which is love particles, and the gut are releasing what makes up the structure of that DNA. Because when you were born in placenta. You were breathing in.
You were born a placenta? No, placenta's like a sac that's attached, that it had like nutrients and stuff, and some weirdos eat it. Star Elf with a 55 stream streak says, I always wondered how the term sovereign citizen originated. I thought it was that they're citizens of their own sovereign domain, but I found that it stuck because of the movement's central claim, I am a citizen only on my own terms, and the government has no authority over me. I believe the term was actually coined by the Posse Comitatus movement, because they were self-applying it.
That placenta, right? That, you know what that placenta has?
Thanks, Unstable Deadbeat.
Zinc atom particles that's highly magnetic. Your vertebrae are gray matter. Your highly magnetic vertebrae is creating a vortex that nobody talks about. It's creating...
Why isn't anyone talking about the cerebral vortex? I specifically asked for it.
A vortex.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
I don't know, man. That's all.
Well,
it's crazy stuff.
yes, it is. But take it as entertainment or take it.
Learn all this stuff.
You're saying you've heard this stuff before? Most of it, yep.
A lot of this came...
I listen to a lot of conspiracy stuff. Most of it doesn't end up on Tinfoil Tuesday. Like, that's what I do during the day. I consider that part of my job, is I listen to tons of crazy shit to find the entertaining ones.
From a man called David Wynn
It's a lot.
Miller. He developed a language system in the 1980s called Correct Sentence Structure
Is most of it boring? Yes.
Communication.
Don't get me wrong, I still find it interesting, but it's not all entertaining in that it's not stuff I could show you guys and have it be content, you know what I mean? I find it interesting as someone who's into conspiracy theorists and hearing how they think, but it doesn't make very good audience-facing material, if that makes sense.
Parse Syntax Grammar, or CSSCPSG for short. It included things like punctuating names like this. Miller claimed his system was the only way to speak truth.
Brother, I am you and you are me. Right now, I'm in this car, in these handcuffs, but I'm your Morpheus right now. I don't know how else to tell you. But if you...
I'm curious... If I could do an unethical experiment, it would be to see how many people out of like 10,000 people randomly sampled I could convince they're in the Matrix. If I hire a professional actors to like pretend to be a Morpheus and pretend to be agents, and you set up a whole scenario, how many people could you convince that the Matrix was real? My hypothesis is that the world is fucked, and in America, people's perceptions of reality have been completely fucking warped by propaganda and media. I think you could get like a solid 40%. I think you could get like 40% of people to think that genuinely there's some chosen one in a Matrix-style situation.
Even fathom the seed that I'm giving you, it'll change your whole...
What percentage of the population has derealization? I think we would be shocked by the answer, especially in America.
Whole life, brother.
Yeah,
because you are the Christ.
It's pretty wild, man. I don't know. I've never heard that stuff before.
Because, son, it's not in any books, man.
Yeah.
I'm giving you your own inheritance. I'm talking about you.
Yeah.
God is inside of you. The light, you know what's making you inner. From now on, you say inner. You don't want to understand nobody, because understand is a trick word. So do you know why you're understanding what I'm saying right now? Because somebody taught us this language. But it's only the light inside of you, not the body. The light that's operating the mind, you see? They don't talk about this shit. This is Christ consciousness. If you fathom this, you will save your whole family. All you have to do is find yourself inside. I'm telling you what God's device is. Okay, I'll tell you what. The coccyx bone is like a spark plug in an inside container. It sparks. Your sacrum has 5 holes on each side. It's a 10-cylinder engine. That means that it spikes through and it pushes the aerodynamic little holes that the sacrum has is a 10-cylinder system that purges
Kind of just assume nerves or like veins go through there, but whatever.
out electricity so powerful. And then when it gets to the L1, there's 7 resistors inside of your vertebrae spinning, little quantum resistors from the C1 all the way from
Can we overclock my spine?
the top to the L1, L5, L1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the cortex, and then you have the C's, the 14 through 1. Okay?
Jay's a proxy with a link. Oh. Why don't you people like insane ramblings like I do? God damn it.
Your thalamus of your brain is a Wi-Fi modem. Did you hear what I just tell you? Yeah. The thalamus of your...
My favorite book is Alice's Adventures in Wonderland, and I've been chasing the high of nonsense monologues ever since I was a child.
Your brain is a Wi-Fi modem. Record that in your brain. Okay? You have a pineal gland. It has crystals from the dimethyltryptamine. That means the DMT. The pineal gland creates crystals. You know why? Because the TV has crystals. So that inertia that you have on your head, that is magnetically swirling the hair, is coming in with particles, all right, in the ether. This, what you're breathing is the ether. Doesn't the air make
He
rainbows?
is Poco Carante, I'm pretty sure as well.
Okay.
Rainbows are in the air.
Yeah, rainbows are in the air because consciousness is recorded in this fluid that you live in, son.
Star Elf, thank you so much for 13 months.
So if you see rainbows, they're capturing the rainbows and putting it through little fishing strings and calling it fiber optics and feeding it to the TV. So
That's a new one. I've not heard that one anywhere before. They're capturing the rainbows and putting it into fiber optics. Fuck, that's a good one.
the TV is now reading what you're supposed to be reading on your inertia. That means the particles that are coming and sucking in through your head goes all the way down to the sacrum, right? Shoots up through the medulla, which is the legs of Christ. The medulla of the brain is the legs of Christ. The medulla. So it goes to the hypothalamus, which is the pouch. So it's a device, son. The whole mind is like a TV Wi-Fi AirPlay device. And that's what you have as an inheritance of God, source. Okay, so take it as entertainment, but you know what? At least
It's a lot to...
Dude is gone. I think at the end of this, his charges get dropped because he does get his driver's license and everything up to date and renewed. So I do wonder if after this arrest, they were able to contact someone or get him some help and, like, his episode ended. Because he gets a license and stuff. So hopefully this was an intervention that allowed something to happen for there to be an intervention where he was able to get back on firm footing with reality. Wannabe says he's knucking futs and my Wi-Fi has poor connections. 33% to level 1 in a hype train that started for some reason. Don't know why. If you want to help the hype train and support the channel, you can always use subs or bits.
process. Only you know. That's it. Keep it to yourself.
Board therapy.
Keep it to
Thanks for
yourself, my
following.
brother. Keep it to yourself.
Stone Corbell, thanks for gifting us
Oh
sub.
no, I was just telling him some knowledge. That's all.
Oh, you're giving him knowledge.
Yeah,
Oh,
a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know if I take advice from you, man.
Okay, brother. That's okay. I get it.
It's probably not a good idea.
Yeah.
The officer
That is so sad. Like he had a moment of recognition that what he was saying was not reasonable. All right, I have to use the bathroom real quick. Sorry about this. I gotta step away for just a sec so I can tinkle. While I do, Chair will tell you about, Mr. No Legs! Is that gonna stay? Good enough. Be right back. Altered Undying says, woohoo, just finished the theater release of Nightbreed, the worst Nightbreed, but still fun. Very nice. All right, minute left on the hype train. Let's go over some of these sovereign citizen documents, shall we? I told you guys about a week ago, maybe 2, that some sovereign citizen documents had been leaked. Basically, these are scripts and stuff. These are the papers that sovereign citizens buy from grifters that they're reading off during traffic stops. So I thought it'd be fun to go over some of these. There's a lot of them, so we're not going to get through nearly all of it today. We're just going to get to a little bit, but I thought it'd be interesting. I did want to start with this. This is pretty interesting. This is a sovereign citizen private auto insurance surety bond. It's meant to look like an actual bond for your car. So for those that don't know, every state in the 50 states that I know of requires insurance on your vehicles. Or, in place of insurance, it can also be a bond. So this is supposed to be a bond that you can give the state so that they can say, okay, this person has insurance. The problem is, this is fraudulent and holds absolutely no value whatsoever. So let's go ahead and read this fraudulent document and take a look what it says. Private auto insurance surety bond, 5 million United States dollars, payable to bearer, discharge bond, hashtag ABC123456 PB. You're supposed to put your name, address, town, state, republic. Hydrate. Will do. I, your name, hereafter the undersigned, do hereby promise to pay or pledge myself as surety as follows. Whereas there exists a requirement by the U.S. federal government pursuant to 49 CFR 387 that drivers of motor carriers have evidence of financial responsibility, and whereas the undersigned may operate a motor carriage, and whereas the undersigned has not been able to locate any lawful money of account in circulation, gold or silver or bullion in this state or any state, and whereas the public policy as established with Chapter 48 Stat 112 of June 5th, 1933 states in part the requirement, that every provision contained or made with respect to any obligation with reports to give the obligee a right, to require payment in gold or a particular kind of coin or currency or in any amount of money in the United States measured thereby, I'm going to explain this by the way, is declared to be against public policy, and no such provision shall be contained in or made with respect to any obligation hereafter incurred. Every obligation hereto or hereafter incurred, whether or not any such provision is contained therein or made with respect thereto, shall be discharged upon payment dollar for dollar in any coin or currency which at the time of payment is legal tender for the public and private debts. Any such provisions contained in any law authorizing obligations to be issued by or under authority of the United States is hereby repealed. Now therefore, and in consideration thereof, the undersigned does hereby promise to pay, i.e., undertakes bonds, uppercase names commercial activity for the following amount, $5 million. In the event that any person is damaged and can demonstrate a bona fide claim of injury or loss, the undersigned shall discharge all obligations dollar for dollar by and through tender of payment pursuant to public policy, Chapter 48 Stat 112. So, to be clear about what this says, let me translate this for you guys. This says, hey, so legally, I know that you say that we need to have insurance or a bond, something to protect us if an accident happens in a vehicle, but I think the Constitution says that the only money is gold and silver and bullion. And I was looking around, and there's no legal money that's that. All we have is this fiat currency that I, as a sovereign citizen, thinks is bullshit. So I can't get insurance because there's no real money. So instead, I think I get to shift the duty of payment and the obligation to have some sort of insurance payout to the federal government. So what they are saying is, yeah, I should probably get some sort of insurance, but I couldn't find any real money. So I promise the government will pay you $5 million on my behalf if I crash into your car or whatever. It's an IOU that the sovereign citizen is writing from themselves on behalf of the federal government, which at no point agreed to pay anyone $5 million, but it's just a fraud document. It's supposed to look real. It's supposed to look at a glance like it's a real thing, so whoever's doing the thing will think you have an insurance bond, when in reality, all you've said is, I don't know, the government will pay you or something if I hurt you, I guess. So that's a good one. I enjoyed that. It's a little verbose, but I think the overall message of it is hilarious once you realize what it says. Not even worth the paper it is printed on. All right, let's take a look at one of the scripts. These are great. Sample script, simplified for rehearsal. Officer approaches. Roll down your window and keep both hands on the steering wheel. You. Good afternoon, Officer Sanchez. What's the cause for this stop? Be polite. Look the officer in the eye. Pierce his soul with your eyes without anger or fear. Officer Sanchez. You were going 55 in a 35-mile-per-hour zone. You. Was anyone hurt or property damaged? Sanchez. No. You. Is a crime even rationally possible without an injured party? Officer. No. So already the script is incorrect about how the officer is going to respond to this. No wonder so many sovereign citizens get hung up. They're trying to go through the script, and what the officer is saying doesn't match what the script tells them the officer is going to say. You can have a crime without an injured party, yes. Anyway, you. Aren't police officers like you only supposed to handle criminal matters? Officer Sanchez. Yes. You. How can you have a reasonable suspicion of criminal activity on my part if there's no crime to investigate? A reasonable suspicion of criminal activity is necessary in order for you to ask for ID. Officer Sanchez. I don't know. You. Do I have a contract with you? Officer Sanchez. Duh, no, you were going over the speed limit. You. Repeat the first two questions. You have already won. Officer Sanchez will ask for ID, etc. You. Give him the private identification card form number 6034 and not government-issued ID. Then state, according to the courts, private ID is not fake ID, and according to the DMV, I'm not eligible for a driver's license, so I can't get one, even though I can pass the test and my license has not been suspended involuntarily. This is a thing, that they do where they think that it's illegal for them to get a driver's license. I know, his name Brandon Joe Williams? I think so. Brandon Joe Williams, the sovereign citizen, pushes that a lot too, where he thinks due to some pseudo-legal bullshit, he is not a citizen of the United States, he is not a resident of the United States, and therefore he says, well, it's illegal for me to get a driver's license because I'm not a resident of the 50 states. Even though he is, he just claims he's not because he's a sovereign citizen trying to play semantic games. You, Officer Sanchez, may I see a certified copy of your oath of office? Officer Sanchez, blah, blah, blah. The script literally says blah, 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 because apparently whatever the officer says isn't important, even though it's clearly important. You, please present a certified copy of your faithful performance bond. Officer Sanchez, blah, blah, blah. At this point, don't do anything or respond to anything the officer says. You know you haven't committed a crime and you're dealing with a man who's impersonating a public officer because he has no oaths or performance bond. He is a de facto officer you owe no legal duty to. And presumably that's the part where their window gets smashed and they get arrested. So that's the end of that script. There are more. Let's take a look at some of the other paperwork from this particular file. Oh boy, this is a traveler identification that you're supposed to customize. Doesn't it look very official? It's on a big white piece of paper. This is what IDs look like, right? So you're supposed to put your photo there, of course. International Traveler's Identification. You put your name. This appears to be from Moorish citizens because the sample name ends with Bay, which is a sovereign citizen thing. H2 Own Guy, thanks for following. Says Aboriginal American National, private, secured party creditor, date of natural birth, birth date, domicile, presumably you would put your address. Notice, I, Malik Abdul Bey, natural man/woman, declare pursuant to injunction, and then you put either the certified mail number or a document number, listed in UCC filing, number here, agreement with the Secretary of State of Texas. I've invoked my right to travel in private, non-commercial capacity in my private conveyance, not subject to codes or statutes of corporate commercial jurisdiction. I am not a 14th Amendment citizen. I am also not a driver by Black's Law's definition, nor am I operating any conveyance for commerce or commercial purposes, requiring me to have any state-issued commercial licenses, registration, or insurance. I'm the first lien holder and sole beneficiary of debtor, name all caps, and hereby declare I have secured interest in all collateral of debtor under UCC filing number here, and control all commercial instruments of said debtor. Any unwanted actions or presentments by the commercial policy enforcer will be a violation of the aforementioned injunction agreement and subject to damages and fees stipulated in secured parties fee schedule. So this is a piece of paper that you hand to the officer, and it basically says, fuck you, I can do whatever I want. Your laws don't apply to me for all these pseudo-legal reasons. That's not going to work well. You're going to get arrested. That does not count as an ID. That does not count as your driver's license. Is this doc in the Discord? On the Sovereign Citizen channel, yes, many of these were posted. It's under a Reddit post that posted many of these. I downloaded all of the documents because there are like hundreds of pages of this. These are just some of the highlights I'm going through right now. But I saved them to my Google Drive, so I have them. But yes, there are some of these on the Discord if you'd like to take a look yourself. So this is a waiver of immunity for the police officer. You ever see them handing stuff to the police officer to sign? This is one of them. Apparently they want the officer to sign away their qualified immunity. Why would an officer ever agree to do that? One who reads with 17 months says, almost 2 stream babies. Very nice. I'm glad the first one will have some company soon. Okay, so this is what it says. By default, law enforcement officers enjoy absolute unqualified immunity from Section 1983 liability for giving false testimony. Such false witness and testimony includes anything they tell the public out in the field and anything they say in court as a witness. Explaining, later it goes, furthermore, the law enforcement officer refuses to sign this waiver from immunity. This document establishes a conclusive presumption admissible as evidence for the court that the officer is acting maliciously and in bad faith. The oath signature or perjury statement authenticating the testimony is false and therefore perjurious. All evidence and testimony of the officer shall be treated as fruit of the poisonous tree that's inadmissible as evidence because it is the product of criminal perjury. The officer's testimony and statements are untrustworthy by and all finders of the fact and every courtroom. Because their testimony is untrustworthy, it should be disregarded by the fact finder and presumed to be knowingly false. Because their testimony is untrustworthy, it should not be admitted into evidence, and if it is admitted, then the judge should be presumed to be in collusion with the officer to deceive the jury and injure and disturb the non-governmental party to the litigation for their own financial and personal benefit. So, what this document does, and I'll show you, this is the second page of that document. This is what you would actually hand over to the officer. This is the thing that they're trying to get police officers to fill out. If you've ever seen a video that we've watched or otherwise where a sovereign citizen is like, could you fill out this paperwork? They're handing them something like this, and it's hilarious. It says, police officer information. This is, if they fill this out, this is supposed to waive their immunity. So they're supposed to give their name, government identity for their employer, badge number, state and country where the officer serves, state where the document is being signed, country where the document is being signed, ticket number, etc., mailing address, city, zip, whatever. So Section 2 explains all of this and says, let's see if you can catch the problem with this. I, the party identified in Section 1 of this form, the officer, am a law enforcement officer in the state and county identified in Block 1.4 above, and with the badge number identified in Block 1.3 above. This waiver of immunity relates to and is limited to the subject, ticket number, and/or citation number identified in Block 1.7 above, and not all interaction with all members of the public. Oh, how magnanimous of you to make this only about this singular thing. I fully understand that if I do not sign this waiver... Sorry, give me a sec. I fully understand that if I do not sign this waiver, then the following court admissible facts are true about all my interactions relating to 1.7 above. I have zero credibility as a witness in court in the context of item 1.7 above. Any and all statements or testimony I've made in the context of item 1.7, both out in the field and in the courtroom, are untrustworthy. Any and all statements or testimony that I've made in the context of item 1.7, both out in the field and in the courtroom, are inadmissible as evidence in a court of law. 4. The oath, signature, or perjury statement authenticating the testimony is false and therefore perjurious. 5. All evidence and testimony originating from me shall be treated as fruit of the poisonous tree that is inadmissible as evidence because it's the product of a crime or perjury. 6. Because my testimony and statements in the context of item 1.7 above are untrustworthy, they should be disregarded by the fact finder and presumed to be knowingly false, even if they are admitted into evidence in a legal proceeding. Because my testimony is untrustworthy, it should not be admitted into evidence, and if it is admitted, then I agree that the judge who admitted it should be presumed by the jury to be in collusion with me as a police officer to deceive the jury, injure and disturb the non-governmental party to the litigation, the sovereign citizen, and conspire against the constitutional rights of other parties to the litigation, usually for their own financial personal benefit. I am making this waiver of immunity to ensure that trustworthy, legally admissible evidence may be used to prosecute the crimes that I seek to enforce or support the enforcement of in a criminal court of law, either state or federal. So, if you don't get the problem with this, you cannot have a contract where you say, if you sign it, then this. If you don't sign it, then this other thing happens. You can only have affirmative contracts. You can't offer someone a contract and say, well, either way, we're in some sort of contract, whether you sign it or not. You can't do that. Imagine if I said to all of you, all right, here's a contract. If you sign it, then you're giving me all of your houses. And if you don't sign it, you're giving me all of your bank accounts. Like, you can't entrap someone in a contract. You can't make them fill this out, and you certainly can't enforce it because they didn't fill it out. This is insane, especially considering sovereign citizens are so about, at least they claim to be about, contract law and consent to contracts. This is a joke. This is not how contracts work. This is bullshit. So anyway, I just found that funny. I've always wondered what they're handing the cops to sign. I didn't realize it was that comically stupid, though. Like, I didn't understand that it was literally, sign this, heads you win, tails, or heads I win, tails you lose, you know? Okay. Look at some of these other documents. Here is section 3 of this document is answers to typical questions from the police. So this is what the sovereign citizens are supposed to respond if the officer asks them these questions. Question 1. Will you speak to me instead of handing me this piece of paper? Answer. After you answer the questions in section 8 under penalty of perjury and I have had a chance to read your answers, I will gladly do so. Question 2. Are you a sovereign citizen? Answer 2. Please provide a statutory definition of that term. Why? Sovereign citizens don't think statutes are apply to them anyways, so why do you care? One sec, let me text someone back. Continuing. Please provide a statutory definition of that term. I've been looking for a definition for years and have never found it, and it would be an unconstitutional violation of due process to presume what it is. No, it wouldn't. It's a colloquial term. Unless you can provide such evidence, there is nothing further to discuss on the subject. Question 3. I don't have to answer your questions. Will you still cooperate? Answer from the sovereign citizen. Then I guess I'll follow your example and not answer your questions either. That's not how this works. All are treated equally under the real law, and if they aren't, then criminal slavery and human trafficking is involved. This document will therefore have to answer all your questions and be used as evidence against you when you inevitably end up in court over this issue if it escalates further. I wouldn't have to escalate if you were better trained in the law, more patient, more respectful, and less hostile. The decision is yours, my friend. Why do all the scripts assume that the sovereign citizen just gets to say whatever they want and the cop isn't gonna be like, you're a dumbass? Question 4. This private identification you provided is insufficient and possibly fake. Do you have government-issued identification? Answer. According to the court, privately issued identification is not fake identification. Okay, they're asking for a driver's license because you're operating a motor vehicle. You might have an ID, but you need a driver's license, not just any ID. I regard your employer as a fake government called a de facto government. Doesn't that make the ID issued by the state fake? No. Your opinion as an individual does not shape reality. That's not how this works. I don't want to use fake ID, so I can't use state ID. For evidence that the government we have is now fake, see de facto government scam. Further, your employer has made it impossible to acquire an ID as a non-resident like me, who chooses not to acquire any civil status under any civil law in the process of getting an ID. They're forcing me to become a member of the state government called a res-ident, a res that is identified. Therefore, sorry, the res that is identified gets me. Within their employment agreement called the Civil Code, that is a violation of my biblical delegation of authority order and the First Amendment, that again is human trafficking and a tacit procuration I can have no part of. The law cannot require an impossibility. You can't tell me I must have government ID and yet refuse to issue it to people like me in a way that respects and protects my choice of status and the First Amendment without right to not associate and right to not contract with the state government. How do you suggest I get an ID without inadvertently becoming or generating evidence of consent to become a civil statutory person, resident, or citizen, driver, etc.? Where is the separation of church and state? I'm the church and you are the state. The Bible says my body is a temple. Sorry, I've actually never heard that argument before. A separation of church and state. I'm the church, you're the state. Separate! That's hilarious. I've not seen that one. That's pretty good. It's terrible, of course, but it amuses me. So it's pretty good. Can I see your registration and insurance? You're traveling right now, and I have a reasonable suspicion that you're engaged in criminal activity, kidnapping, human trafficking, and civil enforcement beyond the police powers of the state. To cooperate with you, you would be to engage in a conspiracy to aid and abet your crimes, unless and until you prove that they aren't crimes. This is the weirdest Uno reverse card. Actually, officer, I can't comply with your investigation because I think you're about to kidnap me. You're a criminal. Prove you aren't committing crime. That's not how any of this works. That's not how the burden of proof works or anything. You, too, are therefore required by the U.S. Supreme Court in Hillbell to present ID, and I want to see it and question you first. After you answer the questions in Section 8, I'll gladly follow your example and answer your questions, but not before. This confrontation is 100% in your hands. Your burden of proof in answering my questions is that A, infractions such as not having a license or registration, having an injured party, and are therefore crimes rather than mere civil violations. B, the vehicle code can impose civil obligations absent my consent to become a public officer called a driver, and absent a voluntary domicile within the venue you work for, which I don't consent to. According to the Declaration of Independence, anything civil that does not derive from my consent is unjust. I insist that my consent must be in writing, that you'll respect and not punish my right to not consent, and that I not be enticed to give up any constitutional right as a result of giving that consent, because private rights are unalienable per the Declaration of Independence. Sorry, unalienable. My bad. They spelled it the old-timey way. You're not engaging in criminal human trafficking and slavery by punishing me or holding me at gunpoint or even shooting me before refusing to volunteer to be an uncompensated civil statutory public officer called a driver. You're not a civil statutory officer if you're driving a car. You're just a person operating a vehicle. Will you get out of the car voluntarily? Answer after you answer my questions under penalty of perjury in Section 8 and sign in Section 9. Otherwise, you'll have to criminally assault me to do so, which is a crime you cite other people for when they do it to you. Why am I being treated unequally? Because you are a citizen and they are a cop. And society has given certain people the role of cop, where they get authority to do things the general populace does not, according to the criminal code. Does that explain it? I hope it did. Equal treatment is the foundation of freedom and the foundation of all just law and the justice itself. I don't claim to be superior to you, but you're acting like you are superior to me. That's unjust. A refusal to respect my equality to you under real law gives rise to a reasonable suspicion that you are engaged in a crime on this occasion, which is why I must ask you questions to begin with. The only difference between rape and voluntary dating is consent. Are you a rapist? It says that in the script. Ugh. I'm glad they've never gotten that far in the script. I'm going to point that out. Glad I've never heard him say that. Question 7. Where do you live? In a body created and owned by God. Question 8. Where does your body sleep at night? In a bed created and owned by my God. Where is the bed? On the floor created and owned by my God. Question. Where is the floor? Oh, on the absolutely owned land created and owned by my God, over which I am a trustee under his delegation of authority order, the Holy Bible. Since God is the owner, my exclusive allegiance is to him and not to his mere trustees. Render unto Caesar that which is Caesar's. Who are willfully and maliciously and even criminally violating their biblical delegation of authority order, which is also a trust indenture as described in delegation of authority order from God to Christians, which is another form they have apparently. Oh God, how many pages? Oh no, it's got clip art. It's got biblical clip art. How many pages is this one? 460? Why is this one 460 pages? Oh God. Oh, it's all formatted like a legal document too. Hold on, let me download this one. I didn't download this. Okay. There we go. Got it. Do you want me to falsely pretend that your employer as a trustee is the owner of this land so that I reject God, my king, and let him usurp God's authority by declaring a civil domicile on the owner's land? That would be mutiny against God and a violation of our first 4 commandments of the 10 commandments. Wow. That's a lot. So that's that script. Okay, let me see what else. Unstable Deadbeat with 100 bits says, Hannah, I mentioned the other day I had a meeting with my boss and I was stressed out about it. Well, it was bad news, and while I'm still employed, they eliminated the position I have had for the last 13 years that I loved and was fulfilled by, and I have to go back to doing stuff that I hated. Anyway, just wanted to say thanks for the entertainment and taking my mind off things for a bit. That sucks. I am so sorry. That blows. That is unfair. H-Beard says, this summer's hit film will be Mattress Warehouses of a Lesser God. Sure. Okay. Oh, here are the questions for an officer that it mentioned for Section 8. Any questions left unanswered in this section by the officer in receipt of them shall assume the default answer of yes. That's not how this works. 1. Do you agree to be legally liable for telling me the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth every time you talk to me on this occasion and future event relating to this occasion? I'm gonna go with no. If you don't agree to be legally responsible for perjury if you lie to me, when you communicate with me or the court, why, pray tell, should I talk with a liar? Because I can arrest you. 3, what is your full birth name for the record that is printed on your birth certificate? If you can ask me my ID, I demand yours, and if you don't provide it, neither will I, because I have reasonable suspicion that you are engaged in criminal activity. All are treated equally under real law. It seems like with these documents, the fundamental misunderstanding is that as a society, like, people in the United States at least have representatives, right? So we voted for representatives, and at some point in history, localities and cities, representatives of those elected by the people went, oh, we should probably have some kind of police force. And those people who are the police, at least in theory, when they're not on the job, are just people like everyone else. And they all the laws apply to them, it's the same. But when they're on the job, they aren't just a person, they're operating the capacity of an agent of the state with authority that goes with that. So it's different. You're not just two people talking. One of you has the authority vested in them by the government. One does not. There's a difference. Please present a copy of oath of office, yes or no. Please tell me the bond number in your faithful performance bond. If you can't produce evidence of your bond, why should I cooperate with de facto officer with no official or lawful authority? Yes or no? That's not a yes or no question. Okay, what else we got? Oh, this is actually, remember earlier we read that Sanchez script? This is what comes after it on page 2. It says, you won big time. Don't show up for court. The court will send you an unsigned, unstamped, unnotarized demand for appearance. Send a certified letter challenging the authority of the unsigned, unstamped letter. Give them a time limit to respond. This is a bad idea. If you haven't done so, surrender and terminate your license to the state and ask for a confirmation of reception. After a month, send the state MV department a letter notifying them that you no longer drive in commerce, but that you do operate a private conveyance for personal use, pleasure, as safely as possible, that you are no threat to men or the state, that if they object, to do so within 30 days of writing. Meanwhile, the municipal court will send you another unsigned, unstamped subpoena. Doesn't matter. It's a subpoena from the court. It's a subpoena from the court. It's a subpoena from the court. You show up. Answer as before, pointing out the deficiencies, promising to appear if they correct the deficiencies. This may be the last you hear from them. If the court persists, ask to see a signed warrant of probable cause that someone was injured, and for a copy of the contract that makes you liable to traffic codes. Already would have had a bench warrant at this point. They'll never do this because they can't compel your servitude without engaging in slavery. The worst that can happen is try to terminate a license that isn't active anymore because you already surrendered it. So what? At this point, the license is not suspended because you terminated it before they could. It doesn't matter. Whether or not you have a license in that current moment, they can suspend it or suspend your right to get a license, and it still counts the same. This happened to Cameron. Further, it can only become a suspended license if you drive intoxicated or kill someone while driving. That's not true. Otherwise, it continues to be a terminated but not suspended license. Again, not true. You remain a safe driver because you took a driving test at least once and passed and have not injured anyone thereafter. Not how that works. The state can, by the way, suspend the privileges to drive even if you never issued you a license, provided in most cases, once again, they caught you driving drunk or killing people on the roadways. Otherwise, you cannot be prosecuted for driving with a suspended license. It's terminated or surrendered at your request, not suspended involuntarily by them. Driving with with a suspended license is a serious criminal offense. Driving without a license is a civil infraction with no injured party. No, driving without a license is criminal in many, many places. That is very wrong. No wonder these scripts get people in so much trouble. It says so much bullshit so confidently. I like the little art they put on this one with Thomas Jefferson and the guys from that fucking movie. I don't remember what that movie was called. Does anyone remember it? Who knows? All right, that's probably enough of the documents today. Again, there are like hundreds of pages of these, so we'll cover it more in the future, but good stuff. All right, let's see what else we got. Have I talked about the Chud shooting thing at all? As much as I hate the guy, I think he may have been protecting himself. I don't know anything about it. I know the guy's a douchebag. Genuinely have no idea about it, though.
Good day.
Trey says, quick question in regard to these documents. Do I feel the people who created them are pure scammers? Do I think they're delusional true believers? I think many of them are true believers. I'm not going to say every one of them because I haven't even looked at all of these papers yet. But many of them have a level of detail that I don't think they would go into if they were just scammers. I think they would put less effort in because they would recognize that their marks are willing to believe things that have a lower bar, you know, for research. They at least try and make it look like there's tons of citations and stuff, even if the citations are incorrect, which to me feels like they are true believers and think they're doing actual legal research when they are not.
Stop. I do not. I stopped. I pulled over to let you around.
No, your plates are dead.
I pulled you over to let you around.
I'm telling you, your plates are expired. Now I got you stopped. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You've been expired since May.
You have me. You're detaining me.
I need to see your driver's license.
Why am I being detained? Am I being detained?
Inspection sticks are dead. Your plates are dead. You're not being detained. You're on a traffic stop.
Turn your phone on. That's all right.
I need to see your driver's license, your registration, proof of insurance.
Is that an order?
No.
Oh, is this the one where the guy says, "Are you asking me to do a thing?" I've heard that in the opening to someone else who covers sovereign citizens. They use that clip, but I don't think I've ever actually seen this video.
That's a direction from a police officer.
Are you ordering me to do something?
From the command of a police officer, you have to present your driver's license. That's state law.
Am I required to?
Yes, you are.
Do you have evidence that I'm required?
I'll tell you what. I'm going to ask you again, then we'll get back up, and we're going to arrest you. Show me your driver's license. You have one?
Is that a requirement?
You have a driver's license.
Are you ordering me to do a thing?
606-601.
You can call whoever you want. Are you giving me an order?
Yes, I am.
Do you have the authority?
Yes!
Under what authority?
The authority of, I don't know if he's a local cop or what. Local, if he's a local cop. State, if he's a state cop.
I need your assistance across from the...
Hannah, are you ordering me to do a thing? No, I'm more like the kind of person that likes to be ordered to do things.
Football field.
I'm very passive.
Why are you detaining me?
Okay, responding. 60684. I'll be on a traffic stop across from the football field.
Am I free to go? Am I free to go? Why are you detaining me? Why?
Because your plates are dead and I need to see your driver's license.
Am I required to have?
I told you, you are required by law.
How do you know that?
Because the State Police Academy, 39 years of training, 39 years of being on the job, that's why I know.
Okay.
Let me see your driver's license.
Is that an order?
That's an order.
If I present you with a thing,
present me with your driver's license.
Can you use it against me in court?
Depends on if they're expired. Depends on if they're suspended. Depends on if they're...
I don't have to say anything yet. I know my rights. I know my rights.
What's
Yeah,
that?
I know my rights.
I'm not violating your rights. I'm asking for
You're
your
detaining me
driver's
with no reason. Have I harmed it? Have I caused any other person harm, injury, or
I have no
loss?
problem with you.
Have I committed a
Other
crime?
than the fact you're not giving me your driver's license.
Is there a crime that I've committed? Have I committed a crime?
If you don't present your driver's
He already explained why he pulled him over. He said that first thing, his registration and his inspection stuff is out of date.
license, that would be a crime. That's a forcible violation. You
So
will
I
go to
haven't
jail.
committed a crime.
You will go to jail.
Why do you have me pulled over? I haven't done
Because
anything
your plates
wrong.
are expired.
That's why you pulled me
I've
over?
told you that. Yeah.
For what?
I've told you that.
Am I required to...
You keep saying the same thing over and over.
So
Yes,
do
you
you.
are required.
So do you. That's what I'm going to keep doing.
You keep saying the same thing.
Am I allowed to say what I wish? Am I not allowed to say
You're right, but you're just going around in circles like a petulant child. That's the issue, is you're the one asking questions, he gives you the answer, and then you repeat the question. The fact that he is repeating things is because you keep asking the same questions which have the same answers. You're the asshole.
Talk all you want to, but I'm allowed to ask you for your driver's
Are
license.
you also allowed to use it in court against me? Are you allowed to use it
Do you
in
have a
court?
driver's license?
Identifying you in court is not incriminating.
Will you use it in court
You must
against
not
me?
have.
An identity is not incriminating. Things that are incriminating are incriminating. Things that are criminal are incriminating. Your identity is not.
Will you use it in court against
You have
me?
a driver's license.
You're making assumptions.
Huh?
You're making assumptions.
I don't have to answer any of your questions.
Well, don't.
I don't have to follow that
Why
command
such
either.
a hard? Why such a hard line here?
Why do you have me stopped from doing what
I just
wish
told
to
you.
be doing?
I've told you 10 times.
Have
your
I-
plates are dead.
Have I
Your
harmed?
plates are expired.
Have I committed a crime? Have I committed a crime?
606 headquarters. You run those registration. Did you run that? Are they expired?
Why is he asking if they're expired? I thought he knew.
What's going on?
Hi there.
He refuses to present his driver's license, and he thinks I had no reason to stop him.
I don't think I didn't say anything.
Driver's license.
I beg your
I'm
pardon.
Chief Harbert. Don't beg my pardon. You have to give him
Oh, he's the chief.
driver's
What
license.
is going on here? Are you public servants? Are you public servants?
I'm the chief of police.
Are you a public servant?
You either give him your...
I think you can tell this is old in part because the sovereign citizens are so confident. They're rarely this confident these days unless it's someone like Cameron, because I think they've seen videos over the past 4 years or so where it goes terribly. They used to be so confident, and now they're a little more sheepish about it usually.
driver's
Are
license.
you a
and you'll
public
come out of the
servant?
car.
All right. Are you a public servant? Are you a public
He's
servant?
asking
Are
you
you
a
a public
lawful order.
servant? Are you a public servant?
He's asking you a lawful order. You either follow the lawful
I'm
order or
asking
you'll
a
be
question.
removed from your vehicle.
In what
You
fashion?
understand? 606 headquarters. You get that registration back.
Registration 5 of 20.
I'm not required to.
You are required by law to law.
Trey says this was back when the greatest tool sovereign citizens had was the fact that no one knew what the fuck they were talking about. Very true. That did work out for them for a while. They got away by basically using confusion. Use confusion, sovereign citizen.
Lawful order.
What is your authority?
I'm the chief of police. Don't pull this crap with me. You will be brought out of the vehicle if you do not follow lawful orders.
Very violent.
You're being real violent.
I'm not being violent.
Yeah,
You're being
raising-
disrespectful, not following the law.
Well, we don't need to say anything.
See if you can use that name, run that name, and get some information on it.
Yeah.
Don't lock your door.
Is that in order? What authority do you have to give me?
I
an
have
order?
authority. Don't
I
pull this
work-
crap.
What kind of authority? All
Authority by the state of West Virginia.
Yeah? To do what? Serve the public? Or to harass me on the side
Nobody's
of the road?
harassing you. You were stopped by my officer lawfully.
I stopped
Your
to
vehicle's
let him
also
around me.
not legal. He's been
What does that mean?
Don't get this.
The music shouldn't be a big deal. It's in the background. It's getting covered by other stuff. It wasn't identified in the original video, so it should be fine for me.
What's it mean?
What does that mean? Tell me what it means. I don't even know. I don't know who you are.
Your name Michael Ray.
I don't know who you are.
My name's
You know exactly who I am, the chief of police of Shinston. I told you.
Let's see your driver's license.
Is that a requirement or an order?
Yes, it's legally required. It's a traffic stop.
Driver's license. Yeah, it is a requirement.
Am I being detained?
Yeah,
Yes,
right
you
now
are.
you are, yes.
Have I
And you're
committed
about
a
ready
crime?
to be arrested.
Have I committed?
Right now, you're committing a crime. You're denying a lawful order.
Headquarters 666, have an approximate age on this subject.
So you're going to
I
push
do
your luck
think it's
where
a
you're gonna
good
go to
song
jail
choice for
instead
this.
of just giving him your
Kind of thematically, like, oh, sovereign citizens hear all this pseudo-legal shit, kind of like on the DL online through unofficial channels. They heard it through the... No, a stretch? That's a stretch? Okay.
information.
Okay, does he appear to be in his 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s?
If I give him my information, is he able to use it against me in court?
He's not going to use it against you in court. What he's doing is going to run it and make sure everything's valid. Is your driver's license not valid?
You're not answering my question.
I said, is your driver's license not valid?
If I provide any information...
What's going to be used against you in court is what you're doing right now is called obstructing. And I'm going to arrest you here in about 2 seconds if you do not comply with the lawful order.
Why are you getting so angry? Have I committed a crime?
You are right now. You're obstructing. You're obstructing an investigation what this traffic stop is. Laugh all you want.
Oh, that laugh is famous last laugh.
What are you
Don't think I want
investigating?
to arrest you. The traffic stop is considered an investigation.
Why am I being detained?
You got 2 more seconds before you're arrested for obstruction. So give the driver's license or you're going to be arrested.
Under what authority? Sir, get your hands out of my car. Get your hands out of my car.
This is
Get
very
out of here.
illegal.
Oh, they're gonna smash.
Get your hands out of
They're
my
gonna
car.
smash.
Don't tase me.
Hold on. Don't tase me, bro. Don't tase me. I need to revamp the soundboard. Jesus Christ, I have so many sounds saved that I haven't added, so I haven't been using it.
I didn't do anything.
You were given a lawful order.
Open the door.
Please
Open
film
the
all
door.
this.
You are obstructing an investigation. Film all you want. It's on video already.
We have not done anything.
You were stopped on a lawful order. Now open your door.
A lawful order? What are you talking
your
about?
Door now.
Is that an order?
Yes.
Yes, it's an order. Open your door.
We gotta call the
You're
police.
obstructing an investigation.
We gotta call these police. The police are arresting us.
Open your door.
What about the
He ain't
sheriff?
spitter.
Reach in a bag.
We're not reaching in the
You're
bag.
not reaching anything.
He's getting a bottle.
Open your door.
Get that thing pointed away from my
No, it's a
face.
taser.
Get out of the car.
This guy.
This is
out of
unbelievable.
control.
This is
Out of
unbelievable.
Get out of the car.
Is that an
Unbelievable.
order?
Yes, it is.
Under what authority?
Mine. Now get out of the car.
What?
I don't like the cop either, but damn, this is an unfortunate interaction.
Authority are you doing
Get
this
out
under?
of the car.
You can see all of our
These
hands.
These people can see. These people can see. We're not doing anything wrong.
We're not doing anything wrong.
Get out of the car.
We're not doing. Hey.
Yeah, he's the chief. I forgot. He's the chief of police. He thinks he's gonna call the cops and be like, "Your chief of police is arresting me. Help me."
Get out of the car, now.
Sir,
Get
get out of my car. Get out of my car.
Get out of the car.
This is
Get out of my
breaking and
car.
entering. This is breaking and entering.
Out of the car.
I'm done. Ow! Ow! I can't.
That's taser deployment.
Out of the car. Out of the on the car. Bobby.
You piece of you. Do you see this? Do you see this? This is. Hey, I'm not doing anything. I am not doing a thing.
You get back and you
I'm not
stay
doing
back.
a thing.
You were trying to grab him.
I'm not doing it.
You were trying to grab him.
You see this breaking and entering?
You're under
Hey,
arrest.
hey, hey, hey,
Out of
hey.
the car now.
Hey.
I don't think he's fake screaming.
Whoa, 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 whoa,
I
whoa.
think he's genuinely upset and scared at what's happening.
I'm coming.
Out of the car.
Hey, I'm coming. I'm coming.
Behind your back now.
I'm not doing anything.
Drop the phone and put your hand behind your back. You're under arrest for obstructing and destruction of property.
Oh my God. Yeah.
When they give you a lawful order, you follow it. You understand?
Oh, man.
throw some tissues in there or something. We're not doing anything wrong.
Ultra Undying says, I was musing to myself that I'm not that big a fan. After all, I could be trying to figure out how to make an arcade cabinet for the bad Nightbreed video game, but now I'm looking up how to make one.
Man,
do it!
Oh my god!
You have anything?
Hey, help out, man!
Anything like that?
We've done nothing wrong! We're doing nothing wrong. Please watch. Help, man.
Watch your head. Watch your head.
You put me here.
Oh, God, no! Get up. Here, help you. Here.
Ow! Here. Come on, man.
Hugh Jassel says, I'm calling Faker. He's trying to create a video that looks bad enough that he can squeeze the city for some shut-up money. I doubt that worked if that was his attempt.
Hey, man, my dog is in this car.
Our first contestant.
Have we seen this Judge Middleton? Probably. This person seems to be using old clips.
Seth coaches and putting this on your driving record.
What's he look like?
Okay, please.
Yeah, I've seen that guy before.
Hi, everybody. Welcome today.
So the woman on the left is Bonnie Straight. She's David Straight's wife? No, this is too long, actually. We can't watch this today. I'm sorry. Let me retract that statement. Instead... What was this one? No, not that one. We'll go with this one.
Hey, sir.
Yeah, how's it
Pulled
going?
you over for expired registration.
Yeah, I don't have registration.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
You know, if your vehicle's, I'm not towing your vehicle, but you know, if your vehicle's not registered over 6 months, it can get towed.
Yeah, I don't use registration or license when I travel
Okay. Why is that?
because I'm not a United States citizen.
So what are you?
I'm a state national.
This is also older, by the way. I think he gets away with it.
Okay. So do you have a driver's license?
No, I use a passport when I travel.
Do you have a passport?
Yeah, I got a passport. Would you like to see it?
Please.
There you go.
Do you reside in California?
No.
Who's the vehicle registered to?
Well, I own the vehicle. I have my MCO right here. It's not registered to the state.
Do you plan on registering it?
No, I let the registration expire
I
because.
see that. So then should I tow your vehicle?
Well, no, I don't think that that's reasonable.
It's legal. For the vehicle code.
Yeah, but it's not lawful.
it's
I'm not operating in commerce. I'm not operating in commerce. You guys have the authority to regulate commerce, right?
Their job is to enforce the law, which is not all commercial.
Yeah, whatever.
Well, what do you mean, whatever? What do you mean,
I
whatever?
don't understand all that stuff, so I see where this is going. So anyway, the vehicle code in California states that if you're going to drive a vehicle in California, your own one.
This is an automobile, not a motor vehicle. By definition of the California Vehicle Code, I got it right here.
Right.
I'm not operating in commerce. So there's
Has Lenka Coloma done anything interesting lately? Not that I've seen. She hasn't been posting very much to her channel.
no reason for you to regulate me.
Oh, okay. All right. Got it.
That's all.
No worries.
But I do have private insurance. I'm not driving out here or traveling.
Can I see your insurance?
I wonder if it's one of those fraudulent bonds.
No, it's private. But I've communicated with the authorities, and they know who I am.
Who's that? Who are the?
How about Cataspinda? Cataspinda's thing for the last 2 months has been her and other conspiracy theorists in her area teaming up to go to local city council meetings and shout a bunch of conspiracy theories at the council members and accuse them of working with Jeffrey Epstein. So it's pretty boring. That's why I haven't been covering her. She's basically just teamed up with a bunch of other crazies and harassing local officials.
The authorities.
Well,
I don't know who you are. I'm an authority person.
Well, the Barbara Rooney, I've talked to her. She has an injunction from me. So I mean, I have my I have a name decree, so I'm not even. You guys administer the estates of the dead, okay? That's why you have.
That's untrue.
That's you, the police, policy enforcers for the United States Corporation. That's why you guys are police and not sheriff. So you have codes.
The police and sheriff do different things. The county sheriff runs the jail. The county sheriff helps with courts and delivering things, like serving certain documents the sheriff will do, eviction notices, sometimes subpoenas or warrants. They execute warrants.
Statutes, regulations, and that's what you enforce. But I'm not a person in commerce right now. And so that's all. That's all.
Make sure this is clear would be good.
I appreciate you. Thank you.
I'm assuming this cop lets him go in part because he just doesn't want to deal with the paperwork and because he thinks the guy is from out of state. Which he may be, I don't know. But just because he says he's not from California doesn't mean he's not from California. Dillis Filler says it's interesting how many different kinds of people get caught up in SovCittery across race, gender, class, and age. I think it's because across the board, there are always going to be some people where it's really appealing for them to have a set of rules that apply to them differently than everyone else. You know?
I mean, I'm not obligated to have registration if I'm not operating in commerce.
No.
But
So-
I'm obligated to write a fix-a ticket for your vehicle.
I mean, if you want to write me or hand me a ticket, I mean, I'll rescind it and I'll rescission it.
You can't do that. That's a thing sovereign citizens think they can do. Because there's a 72-hour right of rescission for contracts, they think that they can do so with a ticket. You cannot. It's not a contract. It's a citation. It is what it is. You cannot reject it, deny it. You do not have any power to undo it.
I mean, I don't think it's.
Except, of course, to go to court and argue that, you know, you didn't do the thing. I should point that out.
Worth your time.
Probably not, but I gotta do something.
All right. Well, I mean, I was about to get in and out. I'd rather just talk with you about this and keep it civil, and we don't have to do this. I mean, aren't you curious as to, you know, this whole process?
No, I've met crazy people before, actually.
Really?
No. Well, I went to the I went to the State Department,
But
and
you
I.
have a passport, so you you live in the United States, so you have to believe in some laws, right?
Well, sure, I believe in law. Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's a difference between law and policy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
The difference is I label laws I don't like as policy.
I mean,
yeah. I mean,
when
I
I'm
follow policies.
when I'm traveling around, I mean, you took an oath when you become a police officer, right?
Like a
to defend the Constitution.
Right.
Right.
And I served 20 years in the Marine
Oh,
Corps.
all right. So you should know that part of the Declaration of Independence, which is what the Constitution is constituting, right? We're moving forward. It talks about liberty, right?
Yep.
And so you're taking an oath to defend the Constitution, the Declaration of Independence. Liberty means the right of locomotion. Okay?
Right.
That's right out of Black's Fourth Dictionary. So I have the right to move about, and it also is my free speech. How can I go and have free speech and assemble and have my constitutional right if I have to have a license to move around?
You can walk, motherfucker. What are you talking about? Your First Amendment you think gives you the right to drive a car on public roads? Psychotic.
That right there is against my rights. I mean, this is a document from... Yeah, but it's pertaining to the fact that people have rescinded their contracts with the federal government, and they're moving out, and it says, look, you know, your law enforcement may be unaware of this,
You're
right?
free to go. I don't want to have you any longer so that it turns into a detention because I can only have you stop for so long.
I appreciate
You can
it.
continue talking, but just so you know, you're free to go.
I appreciate
This officer just does not want to fucking deal with this. He should have taken his car. He should have arrested him. But I also kind of get the, oh, fuck this, quitting. Just like rage quitting the stop completely. DJ Shay wants me to look up heckle in Black's Law Dictionary.
Appreciate your help.
So
Thank
now if you talk, you know I'm not holding you here. And you
Oh,
Got it. Well, I'd love to continue talking with you. I mean, this is just one example.
Sovereign citizenship.
Oh, sovereign citizens are idiots.
Different. And that's
Idiots.
where
You can't be sovereign and a citizen at the same time.
No, because
it's an
you're not
oxymoron.
believing in one or the
Well,
other.
it's an oxymoron. A sovereign is someone who's their own king, right?
Just drive safe. I'm impressed you have
Travel safe. Driving is the commercial term. See, this is how they get us with diction, right? If you say driving, then suddenly you're in a motor vehicle, right? And that's a commercial term. And so, I mean, and I can walk you through it. It's really quite
If I
simple.
had time, I would do it. But I know
All right.
You took the time out enough. You have learned something.
Well, and it goes a lot deeper than that, I mean, but
I believe.
We do not have just heckle, we have heckler's veto. Heckler's veto, the government's restriction on curtailment of a speaker's right to freedom of speech when necessary to prevent possibly violent reactions from listeners.
It does.
Yeah.
We all have our things.
Well, if you have a card, I'd be happy to send you information about what this process. I think there are a lot more people you're going to be pulling over a lot more people and seeing a lot more of this. So.
Well, in my 8 years, this is the first. I pulled over.
Check this out.
Citizens,
You think that's cool?
But
this
I knew
is
right away. I'm like, this isn't sovereign.
This is a decree from the judge, right?
Right.
And I've changed my name from all caps, right, to a proper stylization.
It's actually improper stylization for the courts.
Okay.
Okay.
And now this has to do with when you're born, they create a trust in your all caps name.
Right.
And then they basically trick everybody, or we all assume that as our identity. That's why every government paper you've ever had or any bills that come to your house, they're all in your all caps name. But that's not you. You're actually this name.
Right.
And the reason why you can't give me a ticket, except for something in my all caps name, is because at the highest levels, you guys are administering the estates and the trusts of everyone.
Check it out.
Wow. And when you change your name, I'm out of the system now. I can no longer be administered by the policy enforcers. Because the public is the dead.
I'm going to check it out.
It's quite fascinating. Anyway.
Have a good night.
Have a wonderful day. I'm going to get some
Thanks
some
for your
food.
cooperation.
Well, you guys do a really dangerous job. And I really
You can just tell how much the officer's trying to get away.
appreciate everything you do. With the way that the nation
Oh, agreed, surf, agreed.
is going right now.
Surf man fish.
I mean, all right, brother. I appreciate you so much. All right.
Have a good one.
Thank you.
Just so I'm within the policy, it's a verbal warning, but you're not detained, but just verbal warning.
Thank you. So what was your name? That's why
I want you to know that this still circulates today as one of the big, no ID successes for sovereign citizens. So that video's years old, but it still goes around. Okay. That is it for today. So thank you everyone for hanging out and watching more sovereign citizen stuff with me. It's always a good time. Like I said, I work tomorrow. Not sure if I'll stream. I will try to, but again, it's hard on days when I work because I have to get up so early and I get really tired by stream time, so we will see. But either way, I will definitely be here Sunday. We'll be doing 2 streams, a regular stream and then a patron and YouTube member stream. So if you want to be part of that, make sure you join the Patreon as a paid member or become a member on YouTube. All right, let's see who we're going to rate on Twitch.
Is just, a jerk.
We will raid Cassifel. Alright, have a wonderful night, everyone. Oops, I didn't mean to get the choo-choo in there. Did that work? It did. Alright. So I'll see y'all soon. If you don't get the chance to check out stream for whatever reason, I hope you have a great weekend and excited to do more soon. See you then.